And what happens is between the food you eat and just weird things that your body creates that start to seep out through your tonsil skin, it creates little calcium balls that just sit in there and like start rotting.
That sounds terrible. So those are like tonsil stones. That's what I've heard of those.
Yes. They're little calcification deposits.
It's been a while since I've had tonsils, but even I think when I had them, I don't remember pockets.
No, yours have to get really bad for pockets. I've had little pockets in the past. When I looked at with the flashlight yesterday, they're the biggest I've ever seen them. It is disgusting. Do not look this up on Google.
Little Pockets is my favorite emo band. I'm sorry, E-Boy.
So the whole podcast is talking about my tonsil pockets, right?
Yeah.
And how I can fit
I'll just play WoW Classic while you do that.
And how I can fit at least 2 jelly beans.
I'm playing
in
WoW
each tonsil
Retail
pocket.
while you do that.
Are you playing on the fucking Paladin?
Yeah, but I'm just doing bullshit in the town, like selling all the garbage I have in my inventory.
My right tonsil
I'm
has
not
at
leveling.
least
Trust
4
me.
visible pockets, and each one can probably fit about 2 jelly beans.
Maybe you should put the okay. Pro tip:
Yes.
put the jelly beans in there so the calcium pockets can't form.
Yeah. Let's put sugar in the back of my throat and see how it goes.
So you know what those
No, get
calcium
the sugar-free.
pockets are?
Get sugar-free ones.
That's just mouth. those are just mouth pearls.
God damn it.
That's what those are. You're like a clam.
If you
TJ.
dig those out and you eat them, you don't have to drink milk. You just have to. That's your calcium right there.
TJ, remember how you get you need to stop drinking too much milk, TJ, because I think you get fucking kidney stones.
Here it comes.
You get kidney stones, right? Like
it's been a while.
But I mean, like those calcium deposits as well.
That can be from like if your water has a ton of minerals too.
I know, but one of the things
fucking like they sell mineral water for like more expensive than regular water. Are you telling me that's just like kidney stone juice?
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, that's some bullshit.
Man, I wish we were recording this.
Oh, we are.
Where do we get? How do I do professions?
Oh, nice.
On what?
Did we actually record?
I'm trying to find out where the
enough of
goddamn
this?
herbalism
Or
trainer
all of
is.
this, Matt?
I started streaming right after you said you're in the back of the Arby's.
I'm the back of an Arby's.
So we still missed the good stuff. That's
Yeah,
fine.
a little bit.
Good enough.
We missed a little bit of the super gross shit.
Our scrolling text is hiding behind John's head.
I don't know how that is possible.
Well, you need to like put things back and forward.
Yeah. No, I know what it is. It's just misaligned.
Oh, it's just cut off there. Okay.
It's just Miss Independent.
I'm a single lady. I'm a single lady.
I don't think you are.
You put your hands up.
You go, ba-da, my name's Beyonce. I'm drinking Diet Dr. Pepper and rum.
That's disgusting.
It's not disgusting. Rum's good with Dr. Pepper.
I've got gin.
Oh, well, I thought we were... Honestly, like, I'm just of the opinion, like, if you're drinking rum, just drink rum.
It's Captain Morgan.
Okay, don't... You need to put that in something that's so fucking nasty.
It was given to me, or my wife, as, like, her birthday. Someone brought it, and then they left
Your
it.
wife.
That's like the way I think most people end up with Captain Morgan in their cabinet.
Yep.
Should
I didn't want it, but I have it.
With Diet Mountain Lightning.
I can see the reflection of retail in the window behind John whenever the screen's really bright, and I just saw like dragon wings or something.
That was pterodactyl wings because I'm flying up to the whatever this is, Dazar Allure Terrace, because I'm trying to find some trainers so that I can collect herbs while we're out running around. And also
fucking repping my home team tonight on the podcast.
I'm gonna be an herbalist because I'm a Tauran and we get to pick flowers better.
Ooh, I'm gonna retweet this.
Actually, I don't know if we do in retail.
You do still.
You do still?
Yeah, because it tells you that on like the rundown of the different classes.
Yeah, I might as well do. And I heard herbalism's good. I've never actually leveled herbalism in any person I've ever created, so I'm gonna try herbalism.
I started a hunter the other day. That's leather or Skinner herbalist.
Dude,
I sent him some big old room cloth bags.
isn't skinning like the most satisfying thing though
Yes.
in Warcraft?
But I love herbs. I like
Let me tell you-
collecting herbs.
The funny
Give me
thing
that
about
herb.
skinning is when you have a character with it and then you switch to a character that doesn't have it, you feel like you're being wasteful.
Yeah, I know,
You're like,
exactly.
I'm leaving this all here.
Oh, but then like whenever like a dude like me, as a skinner, comes up and sees all your fucking like carcasses you left behind, and you're just like slicing up all that flesh, it's the best.
What are
Mm,
you talking about? Flesh slicing?
fleshlights.
Flesh lights.
Oh,
Okay.
flashlights.
Yes.
Can someone get me one? Anyway,
I could
I
give
like
you a
my-
used one.
Yeah.
that's fine. I'll just sterilize
flesh
it in the
heavy?
microwave.
I read an article today about crust punk porn, and there was
Crust
this, yeah, there was an article about the one of the guys who does the crust punk porn, and he I guess like when he was in 7th grade or something, he told a story about how he made himself a fleshlight out of Sculpey or something like that.
I don't know what that is, the word that you said.
Sculpey is like
Sculpey is like clay, but half Play-Doh, half clay, kind of. And
Play-Doh.
it like dries and hardens on its own. You don't have to like bake it like you do with clay.
Oh, like Play-Doh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You.
My vial of insulin is about the same price of a Nintendo Switch, LMFAO. Imagine having to buy a Nintendo Switch every month. I only use one vial. Some people use 6. 6 Nintendo Switches every month till you die. I don't know why
Look,
I'm
it's
making
because
this
you're
comparison.
buying too many
It's 11
iPhones. Is why you can't afford healthcare.
Yep.
You kids and your iPhones. I like that. Like boomer memes is ruining our lives. You kids and your iPhones. It's like that fucking Noel movie. That fucking constantly bitching about iPads.
Oh yeah.
I didn't watch it because I like only watched that kind of shit with my mother, and thank God she didn't know I had Disney Plus.
Could have been Noel.
I watched
Also-
that really. So there's this Dennis Quaid sitcom on Netflix about Christmas, and I think it was called like Merry Happy Whatever or whatever. It was the fucking worst thing ever. It was just Last Man Standing, but like Dennis Quaid instead of Tim Allen, so somehow worse than Last Man Standing.
It would have been better
And
if
it
it
was-
was Randy Quaid.
And the theme of it was like exactly the kind of character you think Dennis Quaid is playing in this, you know, like kind of racist old conservative dad is just shitty to everyone because they're not as into Christmas as he is. Like there's this Jewish guy who's like dating one of his daughter, married to one of his daughters,
He's like, I don't like Christmas because I'm Jewish.
and they're pregnant, and the dad's like, yeah, we're gonna get him. He's gonna be, the baby's gonna be Jewish. Like the whole plot line is like how the dad has to like rally the family against the Jew so that they can make their kid Catholic instead of Jewish.
That's good.
That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, it was a fucking terrible show.
And then
It
in
does
the
sound
end,
bad.
everyone dies.
I actually didn't watch the last episode because my mom was like, all right, I gotta go back to my house. I'm gonna let you finish it on your own. I was like, okay.
You don't need closure.
No.
Okay.
It could
Did
not have
they
ended
celebrate
any
Christmas?
way. They did. Then there was this kid. There was also this kid who's like, "Mom, Dad, I've got something to tell you. I've been having these feelings, and I just wanted to get them off my chest." Like it's just obviously making it like this kid's about to come out to his parents as gay or whatever. And he's like, "I'm an atheist," and I'm just like, "This is the fucking worst show I've ever seen in my life."
I gotta learn how to cook, boys.
How's your video game, John?
God damn it!
Having fun?
Why did I lose everything?
I'm just learning how to make coastal healing potions.
Is that healing
Alright.
potion made out
Our
of
LGBTQ guild didn't accept us yet.
That's fucked up.
Well, there are only 130 people in it, and it may not be active.
Fair enough.
All right, I'm going to log out now. Oops, I should go back into the rested XP area. Now log out. because I'm not.
You know what I should have?
isolated.
You know what I should have done is just
What?
I should have like in the search you can do
Shit
on
it
that.
in your farted. Every time I get you.
I don't. It's
Yeah,
because
but the word
it's
shitted
not
is
because
great.
no, it's not because shitted or farted. It's because of the fucking hysteria that I was in the first time John threw that at me. When you were in Stranglethorn Vale hunting down like Bagthera
Oh
and
yeah,
Stalker Panthers or whatever.
yeah.
We were fighting some Tondorcha Alliance person.
Oh my
And,
god.
and he just out of nowhere /Y chat yells in Stranglethorn,
Oh,
just
yeah.
like I shitted and farted, and I was already in like just a hysteria because it was late and I was tired. And
That was like enough WoW. We're not going to talk about WoW on the podcast, or at least very minimally. That was the best part of WoW Classic was the leveling.
Yeah.
Everybody else was also leveling, so it was fucking crowded everywhere, and you just were like constantly being ganked all the time. But like
the
you were
only
with your
time
friends.
that was terrible was named enemies
Yeah, when you had to kill a named guy.
because the respawns were just shitty, and then like not drops like kill something and pick something up, but like the little like boxes that sit
Yeah,
on the
the-
ground, you have to right click
The
them, like the
interactable
chests.
objects. Yeah.
Yeah, like that. Those two things were shitty.
I would for that, like in the undead starting area, there's one of those, and I would just sit where I knew there was a node and just click like until it popped up. Just try and be
Yeah,
faster than everyone else that was trying to do the same thing.
Right now, I'm leveling an undead priest because I feel like we don't have representation for undead priests on the podcast.
That's true. We don't. We've never had one.
I'm sorry.
I'm a troll hunter, so
Dude, I made a troll hunter named Bengal, like the Bengal tiger.
I
have
named
a
my troll
shaman
hunter.
named Ulu.
I named my troll hunter Raxer. And
I have a
got
mage named LinkedIn
a boar named
for some reason.
Mashy.
We
And
went a
I've
little
got an orc
crazy.
named That Ass.
Yeah, that's true. We should get started, guys.
Yeah, I'm trying to post links.
And then you can
everywhere.
you /clap and it says that ass claps.
Yeah, That Ass claps excitedly.
Can you
and
fucking
actually-
start programs?
That ass.
One time I
Can you
had
what?
both.
Telling
To
programs to
just
start.
computers fucking up.
One
Let
time
me get.
I had both Dat Ass and That Ass. Both the misspelling and the correct spelling of it. And I got rid of Dat Ass.
All right, I got to listen to levels, so let me open up my mixer. Open up Mixer. That's what we're streaming on now, right?
I don't mind.
Mixer.
I have
Yeah.
a mixer account.
Okay, here's John talking, and then Matt, and then TJ, then Spanky.
My name is Matt, and I'm here to say I love to rap in a wholesome way.
Mixer, that's MXXR, right? I don't know how apps work.
No, you go to xnxx.com and then in the bar you type in interracial.
I was just there 2 days ago. It's
And
fine.
now I can't hear anyone because I have muted everything, and I got to open up my Mixer again.
Mixer,
right.
that's where we're streaming.
Wow,
Wow.
that's where Ninja is, so we know it's good. Oh, I'm gonna move my camera. It's like I'm not centered.
Oh yeah, I also haven't heard anything about Ninja since he moved to Mixer. So I
Oh, I think he still gets pretty decent views, but it's like probably not the same.
If you want to follow anyone on Mixer, go ahead and follow my buddy Scrub Zero.
I don't.
Well, he's
I
the
don't
story
know.
where it's like he's so fucking famous and shit anyway that like he could go on like AOL.com/video and he would still get shit number like crazy numbers.
You know what
Oh,
the
yeah,
craziest
he's
part
on
about
Ellen, right?
Mixer is that I typed in mixer.com without the ER because I just assumed that it was the internet thing of we can't get real names, so we have to do that.
Yeah.
Yep, it's not 2006 anymore.
All right, here's Mixer's top categories, boys. Escape from Tarkov has 9,000 people watching.
I don't know what that is.
It's like a Fortnite, but not for babies.
Oh.
Oh, so like PUBG.
But I am a baby.
So it's like PUBG, yeah. What is Twitch's highest thing is? Browse.
Damn it.
League of Legends has 137,000.
Do they have a
Mixer
tournament going on
has-
though?
9,000 people watching something. So the difference is pretty stark. Like Escape from Tarkov on Twitch has 91,000 viewers, and on Mixer it has 8,400. I wonder if streaming on Mixer would make more sense if you were newer because the pool is smaller.
Honestly, the thing about Mixer is Amazon's probably like thankful that it exists because they control like 99.998% of the market.
Yeah.
But they're like, well, we're not a monopoly, so you can't get mad at us.
It's true, and it is Microsoft that runs it, so it's kind of like big. I wonder if it'll get big. We should start the podcast. We're like talking about things that would be in a podcast.
Can you give me 2 minutes and then I'll be right there?
What?
I have to redo this stuff. My toothache is going.
John, did you copy paste the notes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get to
I
the
got
notes.
380 up there, ready to go.
I only see 379.
There's 2 different docs.
Yeah, there's the 2020.
There's 2 different 2020 docs.
Well, the one I'm updating is the one that's right.
Because it's the one that you're updating.
God damn it, you guys. Why? So
This is why I'm not on the fucking Google Doc.
No. So somebody... Oh, okay, so we got all these Google Docs, right?
I only
created
see
a
the
brand
one.
new one. I created a brand new one, and then somebody updated the old one and renamed it to 2020. I have it shared. It's shared with TJ May, Matt Hag, and 2 others.
2 others.
Yeah. 2 Matt Hags it's been shared to. I'm just going to put a copy in the old Discord. You guys, like, can't even figure this shit out, man.
Maybe you shouldn't have 2 docs that have the same fucking name.
They didn't have the same name. I created a new one, and then somebody was like, oh, I didn't open the link to the new one. Let me just rename the old one 2020. I have links
gotta
now
get
in our
out
podcast
and
streaming.
figure the shit out. I feel like a monster.
I'm
You
gonna
guys
just-
remember Rihanna?
Rihanna or
Ray,
Yeah, I remember her.
Ray
Am I
Anna?
pronouncing it wrong?
I thought it was Ray Kylo.
I heard I heard Rihanna pronounce her name like that, so I felt like if she's saying it like that, I should say it like that.
Maybe there are 2 that were brand new. No, this one's super huge. Somebody just renamed the 2019 to 2020.
That was not me.
It was me.
It was not you. It was Matt. I'm blaming Matt. Since it says he was the last one to edit it.
Well, I'm the last one to edit it because I was just in it a second ago. But
Well, it said a month ago, actually.
then that was
Oh,
probably me. But
I don't watch.
Okay,
It doesn't matter.
so-
I've renamed it to 2019. I sent a link to the new one.
I
okay.
don't know what I fucking did at all.
So it'll be easier.
Fuck.
Maybe I renamed it and then I decided to create a new one because I was like, we can't have like 6 years worth of documents in this thing. It's getting so long. Because,
But that's our legacy.
well, we still have it.
Nope.
This one goes all the way back to byte 338, whenever that was. I guess that was in 28. No, actually, it goes further. So that was as far back as it linked. No, 337 is the oldest one it goes back to. Let's look at 337. Let's see what was happening. Let me just read a couple notes. We got a Game Night, 21 Jump Street, The Show Forever, Konosuba, Marvelous Miss Maisel, the
Mhm.
movie The Favorite. So that's about when that came out. Dragon Quest 11, Fallout 76. So things we were playing back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's start the episode for real. I think we're all ready.
Yep.
I'll have to get a refresh on this, but I can wait because I'm about half done. Whoa, 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 what up, G units? Welcome. Thank you. That's
You're
I'll
welcome.
help me find it in the wait thing.
That's what I said.
Welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 380. I'm your host, Jonathan Danger Rowe. I'm joined by my co-hosts.
Matt, born in the 380 Hag.
TJ, don't Google tonsil pockets, May.
And Spanky, go Chiefs works.
Yay!
What Chiefs man do you have on there?
This would be Travis Kelce, the tight end,
Kelsey.
number 87.
He's got a real tight end, if you ask me.
Like his
Oh,
butt is good.
That's what they say. You know what I learned because they did the Super Bowl, like, we're gonna interview everybody on Monday night thing.
Okay.
Did you learn that
what I
sports people are
learned-
really bad at interviews?
Well, actually, some of them aren't. But what I learned is that the tight end is the lowest paid position in football. And
Really?
yeah, so I thought that was kind of weird because,
Kicker?
like, no, I'm pretty sure every single position is higher paid than tight end. Because I mean, you think about kicker, they're not on the field very much, but like they're on the field they're on the field to score points. That's the only reason they come out there. So I thought that was kind of interesting because there was like this thing they did where they had a bunch of kickers at dinner talking to tight ends talking to each other, and they're like, yeah, isn't it crazy that we're the lowest paid? And I think like they were using that platform to say fuck you NFL, which I appreciated.
Yeah.
But at least they can all make jokes about how their asses are tight.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's like part of the compensation, if you ask me.
Yeah. So, how's everyone doing? It's
I'm
been a
dying.
week. TJ is apparently dying of everything.
Yep.
Yeah, TJ's throat is literally turning to liquid shit.
Oh, and that's not all. Oh, wait, there's more. Because my broken tooth has been oversensitive and just causing pain, and 2 of my wisdom teeth are impacting. It's awesome.
You're just gonna have to
Awesome.
get your whole mouth replaced.
Yes. And in the meantime, I'll be doing the podcast like this.
Yeah. If you commit a felony, you can get them pulled for free in prison. I don't think
Cool.
they'll treat. They don't do any. I don't think they generally do any dentistry to help, but they will pull like fucked up teeth.
I'll
You know what
take
they
it.
should do though is like get
Canadian
get-
citizenship.
that would be what you're closer to
I'm
Canada.
almost
now.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. Just get a job at a GameStop in Canada and you're good. Get your
EB
health
Games,
care.
they got better.
Goddamn
benefits.
Americans coming up from the southern border and taking our jobs.
I mean, that's what's going to happen eventually if we don't get better health care, but
We'll just invade them.
that's true.
Yeah.
It'll be like Canadian Bacon. Remember that movie?
No, was Kevin Bacon in it?
I remember
that
the
was,
pizza topping.
John Candy?
John
I've never seen it.
Canadian Bacon? No, nobody?
No.
John Rowe.
But now I want actual Canadian bacon.
Uh-huh.
I love that shit.
No, it's the President of the United States, Alan Alda, agrees to a scheme proposed by a corrupt cabinet member, Stu Smiley, Kevin Pollock, and launches a top-secret propaganda campaign to vilify Canada. As U.S. citizens get caught up in xenophobic hysteria, we all know that's actually pretty accurate,
Yeah.
a group of residents of Niagara, New York, wielding machine guns, organized a vigilante invasion that could trigger a real war with America's gentle neighbor to the north. Directed by, oh my God, 1995.
Martin
Directed by
Scorsese.
Michael Moore, documentarian.
So this is just South Park, bigger, longer, and uncut. Then
Yeah, it cost $11 million to make, and it made $200,000 at the box office.
That sounds like a Michael Moore kind of thing, honestly.
yeah,
This cast fucking slaps, though. You got John Candy, Alan Alda, Rip Torn's in it, Rhea Perlman. You got some good people in here. Stephen Wright, you know Stephen Wright. A lot of Jim Belushi. Never mind. I retract all those things. Anyway, oh, Wallace Shawn's in it. You know Wallace Shawn?
Hey, Wallace Shawn, it's inconceivable.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Remember
guy.
He said that in that
It's-
movie.
It's inconceivable that this
Yeah.
would be. You never
Yeah.
start a land war in Canada.
eh?
That's it.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next topic that isn't Canadian Bacon, the movie.
World of Warcraft. Let's all.
God.
How's everyone's week of World of Warcraft been going?
I am really burnt out on. The
I
current
almost
Mono
could pay
Classic.
for it again, but I need to wait until my tax return.
It's okay. By the time you can afford it, we won't be playing it anymore because we'll all be burnt out on it.
I hope not. I'll jump to Final Fantasy 15.
Matt will be
14,
benched.
14.
I'll stop playing.
I'm
Yeah.
wearing the 15 shirt.
Matt, you haven't gotten benched again, though, have you?
No. But
Apparently
we do
the-
have. So the guy that we sold the Eye of Shadow to is
Yeah.
coming up on my ass as the next
That's
Shadow
right.
Priest.
He's stabbing you in the back.
We've created my competition.
Yeah, basically.
And
And
that's
we
not
didn't
the
even
only
get
thing.
a good
Like, I
deal
made him
on it.
his best in slot robes too. It's like, oh man,
Yeah, you're basically gearing up your competition.
but no, yesterday was the first day in like as long as I can remember that I didn't play any WoW, and I haven't played yet today. So I'm like, I think I might have a little bit of a problem that it's taken that long for that to happen.
It's been what since October 20 or not October, August 20 like 5th or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yep.
Oh man, our guild chat's just popping up. No, nobody's got. If you haven't gotten the message that you're being benched, I don't think you're being benched. So it's all
Well,
right.
he hasn't played in the past 2 days, so it
Yeah.
may just be
Well,
waiting in the inbox.
It's been through Discord lately, so
Oh,
or at least the
Yeah.
first one was right. Oh, never mind. We got 43 people that signed up, so there'll be some
Hold on.
mention going on.
You're not being benched. You're being offered a promotion to being able to pick up run
Yeah.
Although Matt, your
multi-core.
competition has switched his status to Holy Priest. in the
Holy
raid.
priest.
There
Yeah,
you go.
that's what I think he raided with us before that, and
Yeah, he was.
he,
He was a
raided
healer.
as a holy priest.
But we have enough healers. We have an insane amount of healers now.
Nice.
6,
That's good.
4,
You guys don't
6,
need me.
7,
When does that new one
10,
come?
11,
Is that in
12,
like a
13,
week?
14. What?
Blackwing Lair, is that like a week away?
But yeah, so this will be the only WoW Classic news that we'll talk about in this, is that there's a new content patch dropping. It's Blackwing Lair. It's the second raid tier. That is dropping not next week, but the week after, I think the week of the 14th, the week of Valentine's Day, like the 12th or whatever that day is that week.
Okay.
So
I'll have to make sure I'm prepped up for that.
yeah, I don't know. Hopefully it won't be. I honestly don't think it's going to be like a big deal because we
Yeah.
have.
Well, I just need to make sure that I have like enough gold for my consumes and stuff, because
Yeah,
I
don't
will
forget
suck.
those. I need to buy some as well. That's not too bad. The thing is, I've kind of turned into raid logging, which is just logging in every week to buy the consumables I need, because this is what happens in WoW. And the way that the game is designed is that basically once you get to max level and you have like stuff, it's like really the only upgrades that you can get now are in the raid. So there's no reason to log on other than once a week
Mhm.
to play, and then to just farm enough money to afford the things to do that part.
Yeah, and I have that priest robe is a pretty good money maker for me, because I can get all the parts for like 40 gold and then easily sell them for 100 gold. So I
Wow.
just try to like make sure I always have one of those up on the auction house, and that
Yeah.
so far has been enough to buy everything I need.
Yep. Yeah. So that's kind of like what the thing is then at this point, this is where people just make alts and level those.
Have you played the Battlegrounds since the changes?
No, but yeah, we can talk about this. So I think we complained about this in past episodes of the Alterac Valley game.
Yeah.
And basically, what was happening was, since the world of Warcraft Classic is heavily Horde imbalanced, like more people are on Horde, like probably, I don't know, like 70-30 maybe, 65-35, something like that, percentage-wise across all servers. So the Battlegrounds are like, cross-realm, so all the servers are together. But so the Alliance have had like basically instant queues for all their Battlegrounds, because there's just so many more Horde people trying to Battleground. And the Alliance were abusing that by doing a tactic to use Discord to coordinate signing up for Alterac Valley and then communicating via Discord as like a pre-made. And that is a battleground where it's like 40 on 40 combat, and it's meant to be no pre-mades. You weren't allowed to group at queue. You're not supposed. It's supposed to be like a hectic, like that, no coordination. And now it is full of extreme coordination.
yeah.
It was, and so they fixed it by doing a patch
And
to make it.
they allowed up to groups of 5 to queue together, right?
So groups of 5 can queue together now, so that at least the horde people can at least play with their friends. And they remove the numbers, so it's harder for the people that are like trying to jump into pre-mades or doing it. But they found a workaround already, apparently.
Of course.
So the pre-mades are back. And I was like talking to people on Reddit about this, and I was like, guys, enjoy this for the week that it's up, because they specifically patched the game to change it from the way it was to fix the pre-made problem. And so if you find a new way, they're just going to stamp it out.
Yeah.
So seriously, find another way to get your Battleground in. So people are playing Warsong Gulch more.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I hadn't played Warsong since that patch dropped, and I had heard that like just all of the Alliance pre-made switched to Warsong, and that's just complete hell now.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and well, I mean, it's just you got to be in a pre-made now, and so if you want to be on our Discord server, there's the server Discord server. There's a Horde pre-made discussion.
Okay.
Basically, where you can like talk to people, like saying, "Hey," and somebody made a Crom Crush Discord Warsong Gulch for Horde, so you can like just join that and be like, "Hey, anyone have a group going? You want me to join?" Or you can like book in game. You're just gonna have to like do pre-mades on that. The only problem
I didn't think of doing that through the server Discord.
Yeah. The only problem with World of Warcraft Classic, and it's like the biggest difference from when I played it back in vanilla, is that everybody is a fucking crazy min-maxer now. And so like every single pre-made will be like, oh, you got to be a certain spec to get into our pre-made group. It's like just super hardcore. And it's just kind of like it's just, I don't have the effort to like be this hardcore about the game. Like I just want to get in and play and have fun and like do the challenging stuff. And it's kind of annoying with our guild a little bit too, it seems like our guild management has gotten really hardcore into raid logging and like looking at people's stats and trying to be
there does seem to be some creep into more hardcoreness.
Yes, and it's kind of like, okay, like it's like, hey, we're one-shotting the entirety of this raid in under 2 hours, but like we could be 20 minutes faster. And like, why?
Well, the first time they started comparing our numbers to like other top guilds on the server, I was just like, I don't fucking care. It's not a competition.
We're getting the loot, like we're good. But I think people just get like kind of hardcore into it. I'm okay with it in some ways, and the fact that we want to be competitive because we're going into a new tier of content. And if we're soft, we're gonna get fucking wrecked, and it's gonna suck, and people will be pissed, and we'll lose people basically. So I get that, but also there's a point where it's like, okay, like I don't know. Like we don't need to be so hardcore about it. Like just talking about like if you're parsing below this, you're gonna be benched. It's like you're gonna have a hard time holding on to people if you're doing shit like that. Like because there's enough like people because it's for real. The game has been out for a while now, and I think that there's definitely a drop off of player base like slowly in that time.
Definitely. I think like the same thing happened in vanilla around this time in the content. Like
sure.
I think
there'll be big spikes when Blackwing Lair comes out. There'll be a huge spike when the Anchorage event starts up and everyone's doing all the war effort stuff. That's cool, and it's just what's going to happen. I mean, it's the same thing that happens in retail. Every time they put down a new, patch with new like content and stuff, like a new raid tier, everyone like logs back in and gets way into it and stuff. And I don't know, it's kind of rekindled my love of the game. It's brought me a lot of, it's been a lot of fun. I've made a lot of new friends. I've been having a great time playing with my new friend Spanky.
Yeah.
Team, and we even moved over to leveling in retail now.
Yeah.
Because we had character boosts left over.
Yeah, we had character boosts, and like John said, it's one of those things where you're just making an alt, logging in to your main once a week, and when it's an alt, it's like who cares if it's classic or retail? It's just because you're not really doing it to like for it to be your main.
Well,
and, we've been having a lot of fun in retail, like leveling up horde characters in the Zandalar zones and stuff. It's like the leveling stuff in retail. Way different than in classic, but it's still pretty fun, especially if you got a friend.
Yeah, if you're running around together.
most people play it alone now, the retail leveling stuff, but I'm a monk and John's a paladin, and both have like sick AoE stuff. So we'll just like grab whole groups of stuff and do
Yep.
AoE. It's actually really fun.
Yeah, just burn them all down, self-healing ourselves. Like
Yeah.
it's pretty interesting. Like the content's interesting. It is. There are a lot of problems with retail, and the fact that it seems like every quest area is pretty cookie cutter. It's kill 6 of this guys, collect 3 of these things, kill 2 of
The
these
named
guys. Then you go back, turn all those in, then you go to the next like clockwise over area and do that in a little thing, and it all and some of it's interesting. There are some interesting things. I will say that the Blizzard art team is fucking best in the business. God damn, it looks good. And I had never played. I played all the Alliance quest zones in Battle for Azeroth, which is the newest expansion, but I hadn't played any of the Horde stuff, and so I was just like, yeah, let's make a Horde guy. I'll make a Paladin. I'll make a Tauren Paladin.
Yeah,
Going around. Never played a Paladin before, so I'm a big fan of the BFA, at least playing with friends.
yeah.
And like I've heard the new raid is actually really good.
Yeah, so I looked up a video on the new raid and I thought it looked kind of underwhelming. So I asked my friend who's like a big raider in retail if he liked it. He said he really likes it. So
I've heard people say it's one of the best raids in a long
Yeah.
time. Like it's N'Zoth, so it's like a weird like Cthulhu-esque like dungeon where there's like tentacle monsters.
kind of like Cthulhu and Encourage.
Yeah. And I've heard that that's like, it's just the look of it is really cool and epic. And I mean, it's kind of exciting to play that. And maybe I will get up to that. I know they just, I see it, notice they just opened up the raid finder for that, for the first wing of that tier. So, and that's the other nice thing too, Matt, with retail is that there's a thing called Raid Finder. So you can just pug all of the raids.
Yeah.
So even if it's not like you're getting the best gear, you can at least see the content, see the cutscenes, follow the story. And I will say, like having raided not in this retail, but maybe I think the last time I raided was Draenor, like it's pretty interesting. Like it's still challenging. It's the same kind of game. Like you're coordinating with a group to like defeat bosses. And I remember when I raided heavy, like heroics in Mists of Pandaria, like it was really challenging and rewarding getting those boss kills and stuff. And it was like wiping on bosses and like doing the things and coordinating over voice chat. Like it's the same thing. Like it's still good.
For sure. Yeah.
It's just a different game. Like it's kind of annoying because all the classes feel very similar now.
Yeah, that's my least favorite thing about retail WoW is that all the classes are very homogenous.
Yeah, they made it so the things aren't quite as specialized, and like classes like mine and Spanky's actually, the Paladin can tank effectively, the Paladin can heal effectively, and the Paladin can DPS effectively now. So it's like I can play any role.
Yeah,
same
so
with the monk, healer, tank. Yeah, so it's just kind of like.
One thing I don't like about it very much, and I like it in like a small dose, but I think I played WoD, and that's why I hate it. Is like the thing all the games are doing there for a while, where it's like you go to a board and you send your recruits out to do missions, but it's really just a timer that ticks away, and you get
it's like a mobile game.
Yeah, like I know Assassin's Creed Brotherhood did that.
Yep.
There's a lot of games that started doing that for a while, and WoW is still beating that drum. And I feel like it's mostly not happening as bad in other games anymore.
Yeah, well, no, but like in WoW, it's way less than it used to be. Like that was a huge focus of Draenor. Whereas this is just like, oh, you send them out and they just collect like Azerite for you, and it's just like a thing when you log in to go check your board and see if your guys finish your mission. You just get some rewards.
See, I hated it in Draenor, but I actually liked it in Legion. So
yes,
redid
it in Legion.
Was
cool.
Yeah, Legion had like a really good version of that where it's like you actually get to see and take with you the people who you recruit if they're not on a mission, stuff like that.
Yeah, Legion had this really cool mechanic where if you would like go around and do quests in areas, and sometimes you do a quest where you'd be able to recruit a member to join your like. And the awesome thing was it was class halls, So
Mhm.
every class you played had their own special like zone area where you go in. It had cool art. Like I did the rogue one, and it's in the sewers of Dalaran, and there's all these cool like rogue things going on, and it's just like really cool story wise. And you do rogue missions. Like I had cool rogue missions where I'd have to go back to like old areas and like sneak around and like do heists and shit. Like it was just
Yeah.
That
like
sounds
the class
interesting.
quests were so good. Like
Yeah.
the class halls in Legion were so good, and it really brought back that like uniqueness of each class you were playing. Like the Hunter Hall, I think
Mhm.
has like just like cool like beasts up on the wall, and there's all these
It's-
cool hunter guys hanging out. Like it's just every class kind of had its own like feeling, and you like interact with story characters you've met throughout WoW. Like I think one of the guys you get is one of the people you get as a rogue is what's her name? Van Cleef's daughter
Mhm.
is one of the people. So it's just like all these like story things, and each class hall had its own storyline. So like you'd finish it. It
Mhm.
was just cool. It was like it actually felt like you had like some like I'm a rogue. I'm doing cool
Yeah.
rogue shit. Like whereas when you're just leveling, it's like I have my attack things. I have my every class in WoW has a health thing now to heal. Every class is a self heal now.
Oh.
So like rogues just have a potion that they can pop every 30 seconds. It does like heals you like 40% or something like that. So yeah, that's the problem. Is they've homogenized a lot of the classes. Which is
The
kinda
druid
cool.
stuff in Legion, the class hall was really cool because it was like Malfurion, Stormrage, and
Mm-hmm.
Cenarius, and Ysera, the Green Dragon, who
Mhm.
dies in Legion.
Yeah.
Like you get extra quests about her instead of just the one in where she dies in Legion, and like it just a lot of really cool extra stuff about that for druids. So they like put a lot of work into every single class hall, and it makes it all like really fun.
Yeah, Legion was a really good expansion. And I will say World of Warcraft seems to have the every other expansion problem being good and
Yeah.
then bad. Because, like, okay, Legion was probably one of people's favorite expansions since, like, Wrath. So Legion was good. Draenor was bad. I guess Pandaria was good, even though people bitched about it, because we know Cataclysm before it was bad.
Yeah, Wrath was probably best WoW ever.
Yeah, Wrath of the Lich King was amazing. And then
That was the last time. That was
Burning
the,
Crusade was good at first because I think it was really cool that they had it, but the like daily questing, like
oh man, the Summel Plateau area sucked.
Yeah,
the Isle of the Sun or whatever. I
yeah,
hated that.
Yeah, it just became a daily quest grind. Like log in every day, do your 5 dailies, log out. Like
Yeah, like that. That was awful.
yeah, and so yeah, it really is kind of like every other expansion's been good. So they don't have a release date yet for Shadowlands. They're saying 2020, which is the new expansion. But I saw somebody post like, well, they haven't said what the release date was, but Legion came out in August and BFA came out in August, so
Yeah,
probably going to be August.
No, I'm super into WoW lore. That's honestly the reason I got into World of Warcraft was the lore because I played Warcraft 3 and like read the novels and shit.
We could talk about Warcraft 3 too, because there's a little
Reforged.
Yeah, I bought that, and it's a little strange. It's like,
so what is Warcraft Reforged? Warcraft 3 Reforged.
I don't even think it's a remastered version of the game. They took the game as it was, they updated the engine to support 4K, to support whatever, high resolution models and whatever. But it's the same engine, just like kind of redone. And they redid like not the like pre-rendered movies, but the cutscenes that are in engine. They redid those, and everything looks great. I don't think they redid any of the voice acting, although they might have, and I just haven't heard any that's redone yet because obviously a lot of it was good anyway. But so what weirded me out is I bought it, and I bought the special edition because if you do, you get a meat wagon you can ride around in retail WoW, and I thought that was pretty cool.
It does look pretty cool.
Yeah, and you can like fling it like it's a catapult. You can fling the meat, the flesh in the meat wagon. So that was worth it for me.
Yeah, because I think it's like every mount. Like if you're standing, you hit spacebar to do like an animation or something.
Yeah.
Except for Kodos.
Except for Kodos, yeah, they do nothing. It's
Yeah.
annoying.
But so I bought it and I was expecting it to be like, all right, download it, and it didn't make me download it or anything. It was just like hit the play button, and I was like,
Oh wow.
what? So I hit play and it just started up, and then I went to like load game, and my saves from my like old Warcraft 3 were there to load. So it's like it's weird. It's like it's almost like if you bought Warcraft 3 and Frozen Throne in the past, you just don't get the new stuff that they added to it. But I don't know how they did it, because I guess at some point Warcraft 3 updated and already put all the files for Reforged on my computer. And then I paid Blizzard $40 to hit play to use the files on my computer to play that game. And that kind of like pissed me off a little bit. I mean, I've liked it. It's been really fun, and like they redid it, and it's a really good job. But like I was a little just pissed that like they had the whole game on my computer, and we're just like, pay $40 and we'll turn it on for you.
I think it was as of this morning, but Warcraft 3 Reforged currently has a less than 10 on Metacritic.
Yeah.
It's like a 7 out of 100.
Oh yeah, because like, well, is that Metacritic of the people that are reviewing it, or is that actual reviewers?
I didn't look at it. I just saw the number used in memes.
Yeah, I saw that, and then I was wondering if there's like some big controversy around it or
Because
something.
they have-
well, it's a.
I
piece-
imagine it is.
So everyone's got a big controversy. Oh, let's look at the critic reviews, because that's really what I care about. Because user scores are always just people bitching about something they dislike. Let's see
Honestly, what I can say about it is that it's not a whole lot of it has been redone. So it's really good if you don't own the game and you want to buy it, and then you get that. But I've not found anything in it that I thought was like egregious or like awful. I've only played a bit of the first Orc one and the human campaign, so maybe it gets shittier as you go on, but it seemed fine to me.
So I think the people that have been complaining about it is, so Blizzard kind of talked a big game like a few years ago about Warcraft 3 Reforged. They were like, hey, we're going to have new visuals. We're going to change the storyline a little bit to like match World of Warcraft, like to fit in better with that. And it does look a lot better. But people are like, it actually doesn't look good though. Like they didn't make
Now,
it. Like,
I don't know if I'd go that far. I think it looks good, honestly.
Okay, but the thing was that they were teasing.
Is
like,
it just that it doesn't look like a modern game?
No, it's that. Yeah, that's part of it. But during BlizzCon 2018, they teased like new cutscenes and things that are not in the game. So they very much like pushed back what they were going to do for updates, basically. And I think people actually talked about how some of the cutscenes that were in the game, like the old like pre-rendered cutscenes,
Yeah.
they were
No, those are the same.
They originally planned though to redo them with their new their
Oh.
RPG. Like,
Yeah, you see, so I'm a perfect example of like I didn't know anything about their like I had no clue what they said they were gonna do. I just knew like when I turned on Battle.net, it said Warcraft 3 Reforged. It's gonna happen, and that's all that like. And from that day, I was just like, all right, I'll just wait for it to come out. I didn't watch any trailers. I didn't watch any hype shit. I didn't go to any subreddit. I don't do any of that shit. So what happened to me was I saw the game came out, I bought it, and I played it, and I'm like, hey, this is pretty good. So honestly, if you want an opinion of someone who liked the first Warcraft 3, and like the graphics do not look bad in it. But if everyone's opinion is based on what Blizzard promised, then like I can't change that. I can only comment on like it's not a shitty game.
Yeah. So here's Ars Technica has a review of this, and they're just saying this isn't patch notes. This is actually some of the things they came across. Previously, you were able to play Frozen Throne and Reign of Chaos campaigns launched as you see fit. Now you can't play the Frozen Throne campaign, which is the second add-on, until you've beaten the game, which is weird. Because you definitely didn't have to do that before.
No.
Reign of Chaos campaign is now saddled with the Frozen Throne expansion pack's balance and unit changes. So
I think that's okay.
I mean, whatever. It's just
Like,
weird
who cares?
though. if you can't play Frozen Throne right away, but you have to play Reign of Chaos, which is the original version with the Frozen Throne upgrades. It's just weird.
Because they combined the game is what they did.
Let's see here. Graphics settings has its own save file, so you can't switch between them in missions, I guess. Whatever. Here's the weird. Here's the stuff that's really kind of annoying. Is online. He's saying, this guy says, every launch of the game boots players into a live public chat room with no option to disable this.
Yeah, I did notice that.
Upon my first boot of the game, I was greeted with walls of repeating text from a single user who referenced Nazism, Islamophobia, and an ASCII rendering of male genitalia.
Yeah, cool. I didn't encounter that. Now, what I'll say is that for me, when you first started up, there is a play offline button. And if you don't click that, and I think it might even be on like a timer or something, but like if you don't click that, or you click like play now, or like there's a button that just makes it seem like get past this fucking pop-up and get into the game, and that takes you to the online one. If you hit play offline, it's just like the old startup menu would be.
Yeah.
So
okay.
It does, like, I think the default is to auto log you to Battle.net, but I did that the first time I started the game, but ever since then I just clicked the play offline button.
Here we go. Should you load a custom map, the chat interface combines with the default open chat channel. So I guess if you tried to play custom maps, you'd have to be online anyway, basically.
Yeah.
The original Warcraft 3 chat interface is just worse, this guy's saying. Here's the egregious thing that I could see people complaining about is if the game fails to connect to Blizzard servers for any reason, you're still allowed to boot into the single player campaign, but you won't be able to save your progress, which is insane. Despite the game clearly writing your single player progress to local editable text files.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's the dumb always online bullshit that's going on.
I don't know that and that's to say I hit play offline.
Well, you're still connected to the servers. You
Yeah.
just aren't visible as online, and you're not connecting to other players. But your computer is still talking over the internet. So, like, let's just say you didn't have internet, but you wanted to play this single player only game. You can't. Which is
that's pretty fucked up.
It's just people were just expecting it to be really good, and like all the stuff that they had kind of promised, they had a bit walked it back, I think, a little bit, and they had talked about how they weren't going to do quite as much as they had initially wanted to. But they put it out anyway, and it was delayed. I think it was supposed to come out last year.
So I do remember hearing one little piece of news, and that was that when they announced this, they're like, yeah, we're going to have this whole team like dedicated to real-time strategy now. And they're going to work on things like new StarCraft games and maybe even a potentially they're going to work on the remaster of Warcraft 3. And, we'll see where it goes from there. And as far as I remember, there was a story about all that team got canned or reassigned. So I think what they did was, how far did they get on Warcraft 3 Reforged? Put some people on that to just finish out whatever they did and then sell it. And I think that's probably how that went, because I think for a moment Blizzard was thinking, hey, the real-time strategy is due for like a nostalgic reboot of that genre, especially since like there's people who were introduced to like League of Legends and Dota and are like familiar with the how to control a real-time strategy.
I was about to say that is how I played Dota. I played Dota the original way.
Me too.
Dota was a Warcraft 3 mod.
Yep.
And that's
made by the guy who now makes Dota 2 for Valve.
Yes.
Not originally, but...
And so, speaking of Dota, that could never happen in Warcraft 3 Classic Reforged.
This is the other thing I heard about it.
Because they have a line in the EULA saying any custom maps or modes or mods that you create are owned by Blizzard.
Yep.
Which is kind of like... okay, I guess, but like that wasn't the way it was originally, and that was a really cool thing about the game because people made crazy custom maps.
That was like the best part of Battle.net.
It was so amazing, man. Playing like Defense of the Ancient maps and shit is just, it was so cool. Like it was a completely different game, but it was in the game, and that's kind of the thing that exists in StarCraft 2. But I don't know if that has the same. Must have the same EULA thing.
I'd imagine.
It's just annoying. Like, why are you doing this, guys? Come on. Like,
The
anyway.
glory of capitalism, man.
I know. Yep. Capitalism is the greatest. It's why everyone has the best healthcare in the world, and that's it, really.
Well, they can either have healthcare or they can have an iPhone, and obviously the market has decided that they want an iPhone.
That's true. Yeah, it's really interesting that I can't get this healthcare procedure that costs out of pocket like $3,000 because I bought a $400 phone.
Yeah,
It makes so much sense.
on a payment plan. That's part of my fucking
yes, where I'm paying
contract.
it for $40 a month. Yes,
Mhm.
rather than this healthcare. Although a lot of healthcare agencies will, and maybe that's something that people need to look into too. Is a lot of healthcare agencies will have special pricing for out of cash, basically. So I've heard people say like, hey, how much does this x-ray cost in my plan? They're like, oh, it's like $600 plus the technician fee. I'm like, what if I paid cash? They're like, oh, it's like $150. You're like, what? Why is that? But you have to go through your insurance if you have insurance because they have negotiated prices.
The
so
charge
it's just like cheaper for
bullshit.
them if you bypass all of that. And
It's
pay
like
cash.
it's like paying in cash instead of credit card. They're just like, no, it's not. It's part of that, but I mean, they also have like payment plans and stuff. I mean, like it's one of those things that a lot of places will work with you. Like for instance, whenever I get care at the UW Health, which is what I have, the local place, they always will say, pay this now or pay, over 12 months. So it's like. But it's still insane. Like this should just be something I get because I pay taxes.
Yeah.
I want to be alive and healthy.
We need that money for Patriot missiles, John. It's right there in the name.
Anyway, so let's talk about the coronavirus, guys, huh?
Yay!
So I saw a funny comment, which is that the beer company Corona has been alerted by Google that searches for Corona beer virus and Corona light virus have surged astronomically in their search results. So a lot of people are hearing coronavirus, and they're thinking it has something to do with the beer.
I did see somebody on the 3D printer subreddit made a coronavirus. That is a giant virus model that fit around a Corona bottle.
That's
Nice.
pretty cool.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting thing. I guess it's like a less dangerous SARS, but more virulent, I guess. Easier to spread.
So what's the deal with not allowing people, I forget, not allowing basically people from China to enter the country right now? I saw something about that.
Well, I mean, it's standard protocol when you have a virus that has human-to-human transmission is you got to close borders. And China is actually telling people not to travel abroad because they don't want it to spread. Because
is that just like a buying time? Because I imagine you can't
100%,
like
100%.
stop it indefinitely.
It's buying time. That's what it is.
Well, people try to come up with like a shot or something.
Well, to come up with a vaccine and also, and when you quarantine a drug, it'll hit, or a disease, it'll hit all the people that it can hit, and then it'll just be like, well, there's nowhere to go now, so everyone got better, and it's gone. But if you spread widely, it's like an exponential thing.
Yeah,
like it goes to the U.S., it spreads to Canada, it spreads, to Mexico, it spreads to South America. It just, boo.
That's why you have to wait until you're in every country before you start investing in symptoms. You have to be asymptomatic for the most of the game.
Well, what's the game?
Plague Inc. But
Plague Inc. is really good.
Yeah, but what's the original Flash one?
I don't remember.
But Pandemic's a fun board game too.
That's it.
Yeah. Pandemic was the original Flash game too.
Flash game. Yeah.
So, a couple facts about the coronavirus. It's less deadly than the flu, so So the amount of people I'm sure that are freaking out about the coronavirus and haven't gotten their flu shots yet, get your fucking flu shot because you're more likely to get the flu than this.
Yeah. So when you say it's less deadly than the flu, does that just mean that more people have the flu, or does that mean that the symptoms are less
people
intense?
who've died.
Well, and the
So I
percentage
think-
of people that have died, I think it's like maybe 1 in 400 or something.
Well, the last that I knew, there was with the coronavirus,
Mhm.
something like 14,000 confirmed cases and less than 100 deaths, and a lot of those, and that's counting. There was a story I saw, a kid who had cerebral palsy, whose parents were quarantined, died because his parents were quarantined and couldn't take care of him, and he's counted in the victims of coronavirus.
That's fucked
and then
up.
there's also people who had cancer and people who had weak immune system.
Yeah.
The people who just are regular healthy people and caught the virus and then died is extremely small compared to the flu, which you can be healthy and catch the flu and fucking die.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that viral infections are super generally not that deadly unless you have problems, because viruses can't destroy your body like bacteria does. Bacteria will take over and push out away healthy cells and things, whereas viruses
A virus just
require
wants
a
to
live
replicate,
host
right?
to exist, and so they don't attack the same way, and you can't treat them like bacteria. That's the thing, is if you hear about getting viral meningitis, oh, that's bad. Bacterial meningitis is you may die because of how dangerous bacteria are, because of how quickly they can replicate. Viruses are different. They can be deadly. Like Ebola is a virus that is very deadly. This is less deadly than SARS was, but it seems to transfer between people much easier. SARS was a thing that was very, I think, difficult to transmit, and that was another type of virus. It's really interesting to try and figure out. I think it'll be really interesting to read kind of how this started, when we get the whole backstory of how this happened, because we're talking about a really interesting thing this was a virus that was transmitted from an animal to a human.
Yeah.
And then mutated to be able to transmit between humans and humans, which has been confirmed. Human to human contact can transmit the disease.
That's usually where the new flus and stuff come from, right? And
Yeah.
so usually it traces back to wherever there are lots of people living in close contact with lots of animals.
Yep.
And because of the way that agriculture is now, there's a lot more stuff like that where animals are concentrated in huge amounts.
You see it a lot in China specifically because they just have a very huge farming community. It's not like the U.S. where farms are all huge factories where you have two people working
Everybody thinks about China, they think Beijing and stuff, but there's huge rural areas.
Yeah, where it's just I got my cattle that I farm. That's my thing I do. This is a huge fucking country. Anyway, so I think it's really interesting to think about that whole thing. I think it's really cool to see because it doesn't seem like it's particularly a dangerous disease. I mean, it could always mutate to be
unless
more
if they're
virulent
saving up points and then you just throw it all into organ failure or something like that.
That is the I mean, I love playing that game where you have to have maximum what is it, virality or whatever, so it spreads super far, but low symptoms so people aren't reporting it, and
so and you get the huge the modifier that decreases the chance of random mutations.
Yeah, and then once it's spread, then you turn up the deadliness, and then it's oh shit, and then you get Morocco closes its borders and you're fucked. Or no, not Madagascar.
Greenland.
Madagascar.
Yeah, it's always either Madagascar or Greenland.
And it's fuck you bitches. Somebody swim over there. I gotta kill everybody there.
You can do that in the zombie variant. You can send hordes across the ocean and stuff. That takes forever to get there, but I guess they just walk across the ocean floor.
Yeah. I guess the flu this year is extremely less bad. I guess there's 2 flu strains that are pretty popular this year.
Wasn't the flu vaccine this year also not very accurate? It was way off of what I ended up getting.
But the interesting thing about the flu vaccine, because people will bitch and say oh, they never get it right anyway. It's that if you have a flu vaccine, you will be healthier against the strains that do come because your body will be more prepared for flu fighting.
Yeah, and imagine if you get it every year.
It's you get a head start. Your body's just
Yeah.
got a head start on it.
There have been only a few times in history where the model, because they have to like use a model to
Yeah.
predict.
They got to
Yeah, the
predict
flu
like,
virus.
what's going to
There's-
come around.
There has been like maybe twice in history where the model's been so good that like
Yeah.
if you got the flu shot, you're not getting the flu.
Yeah.
Every other time, it's like if you get the flu shot, you're
Yeah.
anywhere from 20 to like 80% less
Yeah.
likely to get the flu.
I love
Yeah.
that
Or
there's
if you
just
do
Your
like
flu shot was terrible.
Or if you do get the flu, you'll have a shorter duration because your body will be able
Yeah.
to start up its flu fighting faster because it was prepped. Interesting anecdote about this. I get my flu shot through work for free. They just come around and do it, and I just sign up and get it. And you can get at Walgreens for like $20 if you have healthcare. That's free usually. Every time I go to the doctor for anything, they're just like, "Hey, do you get your flu shot?" Every time, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good." Like we can give it to you. We got them right here. Like we'll stick you. Like no, I'm good. I'm good. But the was it last year, 2 years ago? 2 years ago, I think something. My wife was either between jobs or something, and she didn't get the flu shot because her job didn't have it, and she definitely got the flu. And I had gotten the flu shot, and I was like, I got sick, and my sick was like, oh man, I'm taking today off, and I'm fine the next day. Hers was like, I'm out for a week. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's the difference. Like, it can help you. Like, one of us had like I don't feel great for a couple days versus like, oh, I'm dying for like a week.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, like so if you get the flu shot, it's a real good deal. Like it can help.
And if you can't afford a flu shot, just go outside and start eating dirt and licking doorknobs, and you'll build up that immune system.
Yeah. Get that inoculation going.
Well, what you do is you get the used flu shots, and then there's a little bit left in each one. If you just pull it together, you can just drink it.
Oh, that's gonna be the new GameStop model.
We'll take all the old flu shots and that. It's just so stupid because flu shots
can't
are
wait
so
till
unbelievably
GameStop-
cheap.
I can't wait till GameStop starts trading in gently used organs.
Dude, oh man,
I'll
that's
sell mine. I
GameStop's
need
new
some money.
angle. They're going to be like, hey, we're going to start giving out healthcare here for cheaper. Used healthcare supplies. Give me your old CPAP nose pieces and things. We'll resell them for cheap because,
Use calves.
yeah.
I don't like pain when I calf.
Oh my god. Used colostomy bags. Used to rinse them out. Oh my god. Anyway.
You can use them as like food storage bags too.
Mhm.
Every time I see those, I think
It's
of
it's
colostomy
like a
bags.
sous vide. That's what they use them for.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my God. Okay, we gotta stop about talking about that. That's bad.
Hey TJ, how are your tonsil stones?
Oh, don't Google them.
Dude,
don't
can we
Google
sous
Cons
vide some
Pockets.
tonsil stones in a coloscopy bag?
Sure. I'll
So
send you guys some.
What's the
I made
exchange
the-
rate
I
there?
have your addresses.
TJ, you're just you got mouth pearls.
Yeah.
Because isn't that what clams do? Is it calcium that originally pearls from?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I would imagine it's like like sand is what
Silicate?
silicon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't
And I
that
know it
cool?
starts as like a sand thing,
Yeah, it
and then
starts
just
as, like,
mucus
dirt.
like coats it and coats it and coats it.
Well, they like farm pearls. Like,
Pearls
with
are
that.
mucus balls, you guys.
Oh, I make those all the time.
So yeah, TJ, you're an oyster. You can make pearls.
So when I'm making my O face, that's my oyster face.
Yes.
That's right.
Oh,
Mhm.
I won't do that.
I've never had oysters. They seem gross.
Yeah, they probably are. I don't want to bother.
Okay, formation of natural pearl begins when a foreign substance slips into the oyster between the mantle and the shell and irritates the mantle. It's kind of like the oyster getting a splinter. The natural reaction is to cover up that irritant and protect itself. Got it. So it isn't the same. So
Okay.
so what happens is that like a clam will get like a piece of dirt in their organ, and then to fix that, they basically have their body create like what they have on their shells, like the hard coating of their
Mhm.
shells around the object in there. And so that's what that is. So that's interesting. I didn't know that. I thought
So-
it was like a collection of like dirt or something, and then it just formed into that in the mouth. But they just make a shell, like a mini shell around it, like a dirt. Huh.
So
So TJ, make your some mouth pearls.
Yeah.
okay, I will do that. And as we're talking about the future,
A mouth pearl necklace.
we are less than 2 weeks from the big day. The big day. February 14th. What's on February 14th?
Nothing.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Is it? That's when the movie comes out.
Yes, it is.
Oh, they really didn't want people to see that.
No.
It's a perfect date movie for
They redid
yourself.
Sonic,
for
remember?
me.
He's got to go fast.
Yeah.
That's what I say when I'm in the bedroom. What up?
Yeah.
Get it?
No.
So, Matt, I need details.
Yeah.
I need details from you.
About what?
You just wrote in the doc. Okay, I can read that now. I quit sugar.
Yeah.
Now, was that PCP?
No. But it
Okay.
kind of felt like it. Like, so
Are you
I haven't had any sugar since
I'm gonna
last
get a refill. I'll
Saturday.
be right back.
Are you
And-
doing
I'm gonna get
Whole
some
30?
sugary drink. Actually, I'm diet soda, but
I'm doing what?
Are you doing Whole 30?
I don't know what that is.
Okay. Are you just going keto?
I'm using a keto app to keep track, but I'm not going full keto because that's
Okay.
insane. So, like, basically, I felt for a long time like my health was getting worse and worse, and I felt garbagier and garbagier until like last Saturday. I was like, okay, let's see if how long I can go without having any sugar at all, and I haven't had any for the past week, and I do feel a lot healthier, and I've lost a bunch of weight already. And the worst part was like maybe Tuesday night was the height of my sugar crash, where I think I was awake for like 4 hours on Tuesday, and
Chills, cold sweats, shakes?
no, mostly just like zero energy and like I didn't really have headaches or anything or cravings like that. I just like felt like a pile of mush.
Okay.
And then like Monday and Tuesday I'd wake up pretty late, and then by the time like 4 o'clock would come around, I'd just be exhausted and useless. So I've been like living off of these sugar-free Red Bulls since then, but now it's starting to turn around. And
so you have been having the sugar substitute, so you at least have sweetness in your mouth.
yeah, and I imagine eventually it would be a good idea to cut down on those too.
Yeah.
Just because of like, that whole thing where it can fuck up your insulin response to have a bunch of artificial sweeteners because your body's like, sugar's coming, and then it doesn't, and then eventually it's just like, oh, sweetness, well, we can ignore this.
what up?
But yeah, I do. It's surprising how quickly I've like started to feel like a more healthy person by doing nothing but quitting sugar. It's fucking weird.
I remember I quit soda about 5 years ago. I'll have soda like once every like 2 or 3 months now. And mostly I just drink water or like LaCroix or whatever.
Or beer.
Or beer. Well, yes, a lot of beer. And I didn't quit
Beer is
carbs.
basically a grain.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Beer is like eating bread.
You know what the craziest
Yeah.
thing is? My hangovers are less intense right now. I think just like my baseline is better enough to the point where like when I'm hungover, I just kind of feel as bad as I used to all the time.
I mean, sugar is basically just poison. I mean,
Yeah.
it's what it is. It's
But
what
it's
you
so
think
good.
It is, but it's really bad for you because your body can create all the sugars it needs from the food that you eat.
Yeah.
You don't
Which
need to
it's
have
weird that
actual
like
sugar.
I guess it's just that we're evolved for a time where it's a lot harder to find calories. So it's just like, oh, there's so many calories in this. Let me fucking fire off all the dopamine and make sure you want this all the time.
Yeah. It's fucked up. It's almost like our technical evolution did not catch up to our physical
No.
evolution, but
A big
things
turning
change.
point for me was just kind of becoming okay
Turning
with
point.
the horrible taste of artificial sweeteners. Coke Zero's not bad. Coke Zero tastes pretty good. But
honestly, if you get used to Diet Coke and then you start Coke Zero, you actually think Coke Zero tastes good.
Really?
Yeah, I like back in high school. I was on like a thing where I was like, I'm just gonna drink Diet Coke. Like I'm just gonna fucking get over it and start drinking Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Did it for maybe like 3 months, and then like the at the school we had a vending machine, and they started carrying Sprite Zero and Coke Zero. And on a whim, one day I got Sprite Zero, and I'm like, "Fuck, this just tastes like Sprite," because I've been drinking all this fucking aspartame shit, like with the aftertaste. And I drink this, and it actually tasted good. Now, after that, I went back to drinking regular soda, and then Sprite Zero no longer tasted like Sprite Zero. But when you first go to diet and then do a zero, it actually was
That's
pretty good.
interesting.
I like Coke Zero. I always have.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
I haven't had it before like this week, but it seemed pretty close to regular Coke to me.
You need to really be like the companies that create sodas really need to be pushing this like zero product development stuff. Like the more you can make the non-sugar containing stuff taste like sugar, like fucking focus on that, because the reckoning is coming for sugary sodas.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
people just aren't drinking it anymore, and like various like countries or municipalities are making it like more expensive to get sugar sodas. It's just they're bad for you. And I want to point out, orange juice and other fruit juices are also just as bad
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah,
They are
anything from concentrate for sure,
Yeah.
because like they just get concentrated orange juice, pour in a bunch of fucking high fructose corn syrup and water, and then that's what they call juice.
Even the
Yeah.
like fresh squeeze
Even-
stuff, you're just
Yeah.
taking
It's just a lot of sugar.
you're just taking the
Mhm.
fruit and removing all of the healthy fiber parts and just
Yeah.
keeping the sugar
Yeah.
part.
It's like, let's get rid of the fiber, the stuff that like my body uses to like help digest the sugar slower or whatever, and let's just get that sugar right in my body. Like,
Yeah,
Mhm.
and like I guess the crazy thing to look at is like when you look at a glass of orange juice and a glass of Coke, the Coke's like this much sugar and the orange juice is like that much. It's like almost as much sugar as a Coke, guys.
All right. So
Don't drink a lot. Like drink it, juice is fine. It's good for you. It's got vitamins, but have a glass a day, a small glass of juice a day. You don't need to be chugging it all day, being like, this is healthy because it's not soda. Mm-mm.
as the resident sommelier, as we've
That's
mentioned
true.
in the past,
That is your job.
who also used to work at Noodles and Company, home of the Coke Freestyle machine.
Mm.
I think I've mentioned this in the past, but it's worth bringing up again. On the Coke Freestyle machine, the only thing that pulls from the Coke base, because in the Freestyle machine you have a base, it pulls the water or carbonated water from the source, and then it pulls either regular sugar or non-nutritive sweetener. Well, regular sugar, high
Yeah.
fructose corn syrup.
Yeah.
The only one that pulls from the regular Coke base is just standard Coke. If you get Coke Cherry or Coke Vanilla or Coke Orange or Coke whatever, you get any of the Coke flavors that's still with sugar, it will pull from the Coke Zero base and then
Oh.
pull high fructose corn syrup. Because the
So it's just adding sugar to Coke Zero.
so the Coke Zero base, which is different than the Diet Coke base.
Yeah.
But yeah, Coke Zero with the non-nutritive and Diet Coke with the non-nutritive do have a different taste
Yeah.
from the
Yeah,
Freestyle machine, at least.
Well, like Diet Coke has its own flavor. I actually love the
Yep.
flavor of just aspartame full Diet Coke.
Mhm.
I don't know what it is. I just got you. It tastes like refreshing to me. It's like got that bite that I like.
Yeah.
Like, I like it.
It's very bitey. You know what I always liked is whenever I had like a sore throat and I felt like I wanted to like scratch my throat, I would always get like some ice cold Diet Coke and tear it down, and it felt like it was the bubbles were razor blades on my throat. And I
Oh,
was like,
yeah.
yeah, that's so good.
Well, it was really good too. Like back in the day, like I've never smoked a cigarette in my life, but when I used to smoke cigarettes, Diet Coke is really good with that because it has like a really strong like bite to it. I don't know. It's
Mhm.
like coffee and cigarettes, like
Yeah.
it's got this like
it-
not
It
good
has to
flavor.
stand up to that strong
the
cigarette
smoke,
flavor.
basically.
Yeah.
You know what?
like-
Tequila was my like when I smoked. I drank I almost never drink tequila.
Just
now,
like
but whenever
straight
I smoke-
tequila.
You're just like, I need that bite in my life.
Exactly. So like,
Yeah.
I don't really like tequila that much now, but whenever I was a smoker, that's like what I would drink. I would just take a shot of tequila and light up a cigarette immediately, and that was like, there we go. It's my
That's
shit.
it.
And then I quit smoking, and I'm like, fuck tequila. It sucks.
This sucks ass, actually. God damn, man.
Well, I like good tequila, but I'm not gonna spend $50 on a bottle of booze, and I could spend like $18 on a bottle of whiskey and be fine.
Can you still buy clove cigarettes?
No. We talked about this before.
No.
We talked about this when me and you were questing in WoW Classic in the Hillsbrad foothills.
I got it.
Is that part of that whole banning flavored cigarettes thing?
So they did do that. But I think that you still can get clove cigarettes because they now make the clove cigarettes with the paper is made out of tobacco leaves now, so it's technically a cigarello.
You just can't get a flavored clove, I don't think. Like
there is an exception. Yeah, here we go. Okay, wait, there is an exception to the rule when receiving cigarettes as gifts through the USPS. So I think you can buy them foreign and have them shipped in via the postal service.
That's some real, like, that's some art house bullshit. Like, oh, my country doesn't sell these, so I have to import them from Uzbekistan.
It is so insane,
so
though.
you just give them a donation, and then completely unconnected, they send you a gift.
So the interesting thing about like the clove, here it is. However, Kretek International, the importer of the Jarum brand, which are the black clove cigarettes, the ones that all the goths and I smoked. But I was not a goth, but I was a theater
You were
kid.
goth adjacent.
Yeah, I was goth adjacent. I hung out with a goth girl, so that's how we smoked together.
That's how everyone becomes goth.
Yeah. So they continue to offer the clove and tobacco products as little cigars, which have lower taxes in some U.S. states and looser restrictions than cigarettes. So it's like their accomplishment of removing flavored cigarettes has just made clove cigarellos, which is almost the exact same thing, I'm sure, cheaper and less restricted. Like, it's just like the anti-tobacco legislation stuff is such bullshit.
Our
so
cigarello is completely exempt from that flavor stuff.
Because people, you have grape fucking cigars that people fucking pack.
When I was like
in, you know,
18 or 19, I would get like these White Owl like apple flavored cigarellos and stuff. The really classy kind, and you can tell it's classy because it has a plastic mouthpiece.
Yeah. One time I went, this was like, must have been, I was like 16 or 17. We went to the restaurant, the only one left in town where you could still smoke inside. Because this was during the, like, everything is just going non-smoking no matter what now. We went to that one. It was also the one open 24/7, and it was like after a football game. I think it was like 1 a.m, and someone's like, "Here, smoke this," and gave me like a wine flavored Swisher Sweet or something. And I'm like, okay. And I smoked cigarettes at the time, so I'm like, okay. So I just started smoking it like a cigarette. Basically, smoked an entire like cigarillo, wine flavored cigarillo, like it was a cigarette, like inhaling and everything. I woke up the next morning and I was like, what did I do?
Is this illegal to do? I'm on cigarettekretek.com, and you can just order clove cigarettes, $5 a pack, which seems extremely cheap.
Yeah, no kidding. That's like a pack of Marlboros here.
But it's just like, when you think about it, you could just like, is this what like people that smoke a lot do now? Is do you order cigarettes online because they're cheaper?
People that smoke regularly, I think they just like order by the carton.
Yeah, cartons, like when you think about buying, because my parents used to smoke and they'd buy like cartons at a time, you know, at the grocery store or whatever.
Yeah,
and like a carton
at the Sam's Club.
A carton of cigarettes.
200 cigarettes.
Insane. It is. And it's so much. Like if you were to buy a carton now, it's like, how much is a carton? Oh, it's like $150.
Yeah.
Because it's like 10 packs. or not 150, but like $100, get close with tax. Like you're like, Jesus,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
I live in the South technically, so they're only like $48.
So I'm used to like Illinois, Wisconsin, which have really high cigarette taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
no, you can get a pack of Marlboro Reds for like $4.85 in Missouri right now. At least
Yeah.
where I live in Missouri.
Still, even recently, every once in a while, I'll decide I want to be a rebel, and I'll like pick up a pack of cigarettes, and I think they're like $9 each now, and
Oof.
just just thinking about people that measure their habit in packs a day, packs plural. Like, how do you even spend that much money?
Yeah, I mean, you're thinking about that. That is like probably $250 a month you're spending.
That's insane.
What was that, TJ? A Nintendo Switch a month or whatever?
Yeah.
That's almost a
If
half a
it's
shot of
more than
insulin.
one pack a day and it's $9,
Yeah.
if it's more than one, so let's just say 2 packs a day, that's $18 a day, rounded
That's
out to
$540
$20. That's
I got,
that would be
like-
what, $600 or $400 or something like that.
So now that I'm all
What?
healthy from not eating sugar, I think I should balance that out by taking up smoking.
Well, do cigars.
I've got too much, I'm getting too much energy now, so I need to unhealthify myself a little bit. So I think smoking is good.
Do you know that like Kretek, the cigarette company, is like they make the cloves, like the black cigarettes that were in the cool Djarum case or whatever. That is an Indonesian brand. They're imported from Indonesia, which is insane. Like, what a weird thing. I didn't know that when I smoked those. Like, oh my God. Like, oh man, smoking is just insane, man. I'm so lucky I just don't have the body that is addicted to it.
Yeah.
That makes
I always
Like-
had, I've always had
when I
fucked up
stopped, I was
sinuses.
done. Like, I was like, I'm done.
I've always had fucked up sinuses, so smoking has never been pleasurable enough for me to want to do it all the time. Because
Thing is, I never
I
got in
enjoy it
deep,
in the moment, but
you
then
know?
the next day I'll have a pounding sinus headache.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I never got in deep. It was more like I'm hanging out with all these theater people and we're drinking, and I'll have like 2 or 3 cigarettes
Hmm.
a night, like 2 or 3 nights a week.
I definitely got in pretty deep. I didn't get to a pack a day,
Yeah.
but I got close.
So I guess maybe it's easier to be addicted when your body is just so used to it, like every 4 or 5 hours getting a cigarette. For me, it was just like, oh, on Friday night I'll have a few cigarettes while we're drinking beers in my friend's house, and then I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
Another week.
this most recent time for me, it was have one in the car on the way to work, have one in the car on the way home, and sometimes
Yeah.
have one on my lunch break.
So that was kind of like it
2
was
or
for
3
me,
cigarettes
but
a day. you
Yeah.
know, like
I was a pizza delivery driver, so it was like every time I get out into my car and go on to take a delivery pizza to someone's house, I'll
Yeah.
smoke a cigarette.
Yeah, it's there's a fun ritual to that, and you get so used to it, so that if you stop when you get in your car, you're like, there's something missing. There's something I'm supposed
Yeah.
to do right now.
that's kind of a lot
Yeah.
of it is the ritual of it, you know. And I
Yeah,
feel
so now
like-
I just drink beer when I'm in the car.
crack one open before you get home. That's it. Yeah, replace your cigarette smoking with drinking. Or now you can just smoke marijuana in a lot of states. So
Yeah, you can
Not
vape
Wisconsin.
alcohol too.
for some reason, Illinois though, Adam's happy. Adam's dead now, probably. I mean, we talked to him last week, but
We did.
he was
No, you
clearly
did.
on his last.
He's probably
legs.
dead now. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
been on his last legs for a while.
Just like once you legalize weed, it's all over.
I think as my last legs, just looking at that phrase literally,
Yeah,
you don't get more legs. You start with your last.
that's true.
So,
You're
that's a
always on
little-
your last
That's
legs.
a literal phrase. I'm not quite sure how we ended up with that one.
Is
as
it
being-
supposed to be singular? You're on your last leg, like you've already
Maybe.
lost one, and now you're a cool pirate,
that makes a lot more sense.
like
And I
Tim
bet-
There it
Curry
is.
and
That
the
is a-
Muppet.
Oh, wait, I'm looking at the
Treasure
etymology
Island.
of the phrase.
After that, look up. The
No, it's
etymology.
last legs though, is what people say. So that's what it's listed in the dictionary as a phrase.
I mean, it sounds
just
like
leg.
your legs will function for one more round of this boxing match, so you're on your last legs. So it sounds like a phrase kind of like that.
Yeah,
and it works that way. I just think that literally as a phrase, it's very interesting to be pedantic about. Giving up sugar or getting up soda was pretty easy for me because we've got like LaCroix and other like carbonated water beverages.
I used to
now.
not like LaCroix, and then now I just fucking am chugging the LaCroix. Like,
Yeah.
your body just gets used to the not sugar because there's just enough of flavor in there that it's because, like, to me, I feel like the reason I drank soda and I like to drink soda is I like the fizziness and I like to have something to do with my hands.
Yes, exactly.
And so LaCroix, and maybe that's why I used to smoke cigarettes when I was in college. I needed something to do with my hands, and I was like not chugging Coke, so I was like, I just popped.
Yeah, so if they made fizzy cigarettes, we could put LaCroix out of business.
Yeah.
So because I am not drinking
in your mouth.
because I'm not drinking soda right now, and when I was at the burlesque show last night, afterwards I was hanging out at the bar and used my drink tickets. So I was like, what do I get? And I ended up getting sugar-free Monster with vodka, and I was the wildest high school freshman girl in the place. It was great.
Dude,
I wonder if they have like aspartame White Claws.
somebody got me.
So they have White Claw 70s, which are like, I don't know what they're sweetened with, but there's no sugar in it. There's 70 calories. And then the regular White Claw only has like a couple grams of sugar.
What about those things that Keegan Michael Key sells on TV, the Trulies?
I don't know.
Is that? Oh, that's like
That's
like
another
White Claw.
brand of
Yeah.
I guess Corona
I just
makes
had to bring him up because
Corona makes
he's
a hard
an
seltzer
alumnus.
now.
What about Bud Light Hard Seltzer or whatever dumbass name they came up with for that?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
man,
that's a fucking thing.
it is.
They
Yeah,
call it Bud Light Hard Seltzer.
I think
Yeah,
hard
the
seltzer is just really easy to make. So when it got popular, everyone was like, "Okay, we could throw that together."
So they got a commercial where it's like this. I'm the mayor of Seltzer, Pennsylvania, or some shit like that. And he's like, if you like Bud Light, you'll love this because it's made from the same people who make Bud Light. And if you don't like Bud Light, well, you'll love this because there's no Bud Light in it. And I'm like, if you're like selling to people who don't like the thing that you're selling because of its name, you should probably just call it a different name. Like,
Yeah.
Just get ready.
Well, I
It's
imagine.
Bud Light Seltzer commercials all over the Super Bowl coming up.
Yeah, I
'Cause
guess.
that's like gonna be a huge deal.
Like White Claw already has the brand recognition, so the only thing you can really compete on is like unique flavors or price, right?
Well, I mean, yeah. So, I mean, yeah. And then you've got things that have been around for so long that they're not going anywhere, like Smirnoff Ice.
Oh yeah.
Like that was around when Zima was a thing, and like it's just not going away. So you're competing against like the mainstays who've been here for a million years, and White Claw, who's like everyone knows what a White Claw is because it's the white girl drink.
Yeah.
It's not, people are talking about I guess the Bud Light Seltzer is actually pretty tasty.
Well, it's just seltzer. Like you can't really fuck it up.
No,
Yeah,
but I mean,
no, I had a
like,
peach one.
You get like the
It's pretty
wrong
good.
like flavorings and stuff. People are saying the cherry one's really good when it's cold, and the can design I think they like better than the White Claw one because I think it's maybe thicker. You know, as the White Claw cans are pretty small. I
Yeah,
feel like you drop those pretty
Yeah.
easy.
There's two different sizes for the White Claws. You get the
So you
big
get the big
beefy
boy?
pints. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You can get a big boy White Claw if that's what you're into. It's really interesting. Like that's like the huge thing now. I mean, like it's
The
lower
cra-
calorie.
The crazy thing about White Claw is that it doesn't really like taste like anything because it's seltzer, but it's 5%, so you can down those pretty fast to get real fucked up.
Yeah, it is.
Mhm.
Bud Light's like what 3.2.
Yeah, 5%
hard
is
seltzer.
like
It's almost double the alcohol.
yeah, it's not super high for a craft beer, but compared to like the big three like Bud, Miller Coolers, like it's almost double, so it'll fuck you up.
I think Miller Coors is the same company now.
I will say though, you'd mentioned this earlier. Somebody had I was with somebody and they were getting like vodka and Red Bull vodka.
Yeah.
Such a good drink, man. I tell you, if you're going out for a night, start off the night with a few Red Bull vodkas because that energy drink caffeine will get you some good,
Mhm.
get your
Yeah.
motor going to start the night.
And the good thing is the caffeine prevents you from realizing how drunk you are, so you just keep drinking.
See,
Mhm.
now I've always had a really good cutoff for myself point. I'm good at like controlling my drunkenness. There have been times where I have drank so much that I have thrown up all over everything. But
I do
I
that
feel like I've had
frequently.
enough of those bad experiences where am like, I know in my mind will be like, I'm gonna get a glass of water for this round and wait for like 30 minutes before I try another one, or get like a Pabst Blue
Oh,
Ribbon
no.
or something.
I
3%.
need to constantly have something in my hand that I'm sipping on. So as soon as I run out, I get another one, and then I pretty much just drink until I'm falling asleep, which doesn't happen if what I'm drinking also has caffeine in it.
So if you've listened to the episode of Born in the 80s Christmas show, you know all about Matt's drinking.
Yeah, I'm really
Mhm.
good
Yeah,
at it.
You got a
Not
lot,
problematic
buddy.
at all.
Hey, you were able to walk underneath your own power to get home, so I count that as a win, right?
Yeah,
There you go.
I had a
You were
driver. It's
coherent.
fine.
You were coherent enough to leave. That's enough. But that was a White Claw. That was a White Claw fueled night. You had White Claw. What was I drinking? I think I just had some New Glarus Brewery beers. I think I was drinking, and maybe
Yeah,
some.
I think we just did beer and White Claw all night.
Yeah, it was like just beer and White Claw. No hard liquor. That's bad. Man, I love drinking though. You know,
It's great.
Mhm. Yeah.
like I don't drink very often. Like it's interesting when you go to the doctor's office and like, how much do you drink? And to me, it's like I like maybe have like 5 or 10 drinks a month. Like I just don't. But when I drink, I like to drink. You know,
Yeah.
like give me a good binge, huh? Give me like 5 to 10 drinks in one night.
Every
because-
once in a
I'll
while,
usually do 2.
every once in a while, I'll check out this cut down drinking subreddit just to like keep things in check.
Yeah.
And like the people on there, like there was a dude who was trying to cut down to 6 drinks a day. I was like, that is a lot, and that's
That's
kind
a
of like
lot.
going back to the cigarette stuff. It's like that's a
Yeah.
lot of money too.
Yeah, that reminds me of like the friend of the podcast, Lance. He used to talk about like, oh yeah, I just get a 6-pack every night after work and drink it. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
weird.
Like
That's a
I
lot.
couldn't
Like-
do that, but I would run
But
out
to
of
me,
money
that's
really
like a
fast.
habit. Like that's
No, you
when
see-
it becomes a habit. That's bad.
My thing is like I could get a 6-pack after work and drink it, and that would be my entire afternoon. Or I can stay sober until about like 7:45, and then just down 2 beers real quick, and then I'm
Really
drunk.
fast.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and then I'm drunk, and then I can just like go to bed when I'm still just a little bit drunk, and I wake up and I feel amazing because I didn't drink enough to get hungover,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I didn't spend the entire afternoon being drunk. I just I just got my buzz on, and I went to bed, and I woke up, and I'm fine.
I
Yeah.
imagine you just like watching the clock, and then as soon as 7 o'clock hits, you just shotgun two beers at the same time.
Well, no, it's not. It's not actually like that. What it's like, and I'll
Like
tell
Stone
you,
Cold.
it's
You slam
like
them together, you chug them both.
what
That's
it's
what-
like.
You do that thing
is-
where you open up a whole 6-pack of cans and then just pour them around.
my so what I'll do is I'll like watch TV or I'll play video games or whatever, do something on the computer. And like if I'd always look at the clock just to see what time it is. If I look and it's like 8 o'clock, I'm like, fuck, I can drink some beer. I can get my shit face going and just go to bed. But like if I don't, then I'm like, I don't want to do that tonight. But sometimes I'm like, I didn't have a very big dinner, so my stomach's empty. So I'll probably get like really buzzed off and just like down in 2 real quick, and then I can go to bed an hour later.
This is the Bite Vices episode.
Yeah.
We're all talking about
Bite after
TJ.
dark.
TJ, what's your
No,
what's
this is
your
our
vice?
Super Bowl
Soda?
special,
Right,
John.
right now, benzocaine.
Benzocaine. I don't know if that's a.
Oh, is
vice.
that what you? I guess I should have figured you left to refresh your mouth numbers.
So
Yeah, I shouldn't have to do it
TJ's
this often, but it's getting
he's
bad.
on a topical pain reliever bender.
Yeah.
Yes.
Back before I had
You know what's really good for mouth pain? Cocaine.
No,
bet.
that's what. Yeah, back before I had mouth insurance. Back before I had health insurance.
I got mouth insurance and health insurance.
Back before I had health
There we go.
insurance. I had a abscessed tooth,
Ugh.
And it was the most painful thing I've ever experienced in my entire life. I would get like a cotton ball, and I had like the liquid like lidocaine, whatever it is.
Yeah.
The Orajel liquid, the red liquid, and I would just soak it, a Q-tip in it, and I would just put it on my tooth, and I would just bite it, and I just hold it there until like the pain went just far away enough that like I could manage it, and then I would try to go to sleep, and then just very carefully move the Q-tip out of my mouth to not disturb the gum, and then just hope I could make it to sleep because the pain was so bad. It was fucking awful.
It's crazy. Like I don't know. I grew up in this. Like my parents were like fucking Nazis around going to the dentist. Like it was just constant dentistry for my whole life, and I've kept that habit up. I am not a healthy person, but I go to the dentist every 6 months without.
I have been to the dentist probably 5 times in my life.
Oh man, dude, you gotta go to the dentist.
And my teeth are fucked up real bad. Like I got fillings once because when I was like in middle school, I drank a whole bunch of fucking soda and just didn't take care of my teeth. So like I got holes and cavities all along like the top parts of my teeth near my gums, and I got fillings. Well, the thing about the fillings is they don't last forever.
Yeah.
They need work done, and I haven't been to the dentist since like I was 15 and I'm 26. So
yeah, I will tell you,
those fillings have fallen out now.
I will tell you that you have to go to the dentist. Like if you have dental care, go to the dentist, because it's the thing where the problems are iterative. Like it will just get worse and worse. And if you keep that upkeep of getting those monthly deep cleaning, 6-month deep cleanings and brushing your teeth, all the time, you will keep on top of those to where like the dentist will be like, oh, we got a couple spots we got to keep an eye on, instead of, oh, we got to fill cavities every time. Cause it's like, okay, we're keeping.
Man, if I am scared to death of what a dentist is going to say to me if I go in
just
there.
Gotta go in, rip the Band-Aid off,
just
man.
go to one of those no fear places that gasses you.
Yeah, they fucking gas you up, man. You don't even have to worry about it.
There's one of those here in Madison.
I had the injected stuff while they planed my teeth. But I still need crowns and fillings and root canals and I think some pulpotomies too.
Jesus.
Yes, my teeth.
They're just gonna look at my teeth and they're gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
They're just gonna say, "Fuck it, get them dentures."
Exactly.
Start over.
It's like what's weird is that like
just get the dentures over your regular teeth. Be like, ah.
Yeah.
What's weird is that like when I talk or smile or laugh, I don't show very much of my teeth, and I brush and I floss. And so, like, if you just look at me and see me, you're like, oh, his teeth ain't bad. But if I go, like, do this to you and you see me in public, you're like, oh, God. That's terrifying.
To be fair, if you did that to me in public, I would also just think it's terrifying in general.
Maybe part of the reason why it is because I had braces when I was a kid. So my parents really like drilled in me. We spent all this money on your teeth, so it's like now I feel like I got the sunk cost fallacy with my teeth. Oh, they spent thousands on the braces.
That didn't work on me, and I got braces twice.
I got the one tooth that's already been crowded back.
I need braces again because I'm already crowding on the bottom again.
I really could stand to have braces a third time, but I just don't give a shit anymore.
Honestly, like if you have dental care that covers it, like Invisalign is the thing that's really easy to do, where you just wear the little thing overnight. Like
I thought that I didn't think that was usually covered by dental care, because it's like cosmetic or whatever.
Mine covers orthodontics up to a certain point, price wise, and so those might be more expensive than like the cheaper options. But honestly, like teeth care is really important because teeth are things that you don't get back. Like, yeah, I could like get a cut, it'll heal.
You're on your last teeth.
You're on your last teeth. Thank you. There's the episode title.
There's episode title. Yeah.
You're on your last teeth. But I mean, like, you're always
as
on
we
your
talk
last
about
teeth.
the teeth growing.
I would like to mention that I looked at the etymology of "you're on your last legs," and it is not. There's no explanation to the absurdity of it.
I want to point out what TJ said and just call bullshit on John, because TJ's currently making new teeth right now in his tonsils.
That's true. You're making calcium. Unfortunately, I don't think they can put in. It would be interesting if they could eventually get the technology to like completely redo.
Just like 3D print teeth with like a biofilm.
Guys, do you remember? I just remember. Do you remember there was a Republican primary debate in 2016 where Ted Cruz had one of those fucking tonsil stones fly out onto his lip while he was talking, and then he fucking like sucks it back into his mouth.
I remember that. God, Ted Cruz is a monster.
What a weird alien monster.
You know what the worst part about it is? Okay, so like we talk about like the like Democratic debates and stuff being like, oh, everyone's like doing dumb bullshit analysis over the way people are like talking and whatnot. But do you remember like fucking Mark Rubio drinking the water weird, like made him not win the presidential nomination?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He drinks water awkwardly. It's like, God, how fucking much must it suck to run for president?
Yeah.
Like mocking you for unless you're Donald
the
Trump.
Howard Dean
You wear the
scream
fuck you
or
want, nobody gives a shit.
the Michael
Yeah.
Dukakis riding in a tank or
This is why I like Bernie, even though I'm not a Bernie guy. Like he's the kind of he's like fuck. I don't give a fuck what you think about
he's
me.
just like he's got
This is the
cranky
way
old
I
man
am.
energy and I'm here for it.
I do want to mention though that I absolutely it's like Rick and Morty. Like I like
Yeah.
Rick and Morty.
Uh-huh.
But I
I'm 100%
fucking
with you
hate
on this
the
analogy.
supporters.
Yeah.
Like Bernie,
Those
God.
hardcore Bernie supporters
Sanders
are,
and
can
Rick
be
and Morty
pretty
have
terrible.
so much in
Oh,
common.
it's like,
that-
dude, like I'm with you, but like, just
not
stop,
with you.
Stop like stabbing everyone else in the back for like being like maybe let's slow roll some of this craziness. Like Bernie's like way into not having gun control. Yeah, like, do you want to talk about that? Because that's a thing. Like. It's not perfect, guys. Like I think people thinking like it's like I'm not saying he's a bad guy. Like I'd fucking vote for him, but
He's no
like,
Billie
Jesus, I'd
Eilish.
vote for him. But he's no Michael Bloomberg, who's my favorite guy.
No, I
You
know
the
you're
crazy
you're
fucking
deep in
part-
the tank for Biden. You got
You know
Biden
what
fever.
Do you know what the crazy part about the Michael Bloomberg campaign is? Is he has picked up so much speed lately because all of the olds are like, I'd rather have this billionaire than this other billionaire.
Yeah. So one
Yeah.
thing
It's
I've
like,
noticed is
ugh.
the only place I see regular TV is in bars, and that's literally the only time I
All over.
remember that Michael Bloomberg is running
He's
for
putting
president.
so many ads on TV. I was in a fucking cafe the other week, and the fucking old people behind me were talking about Bloomberg, and I was like, "What the fuck, guys? Come on now, another old billionaire? Do we need this? For fuck's sake! God damn it!" Well, I mean, anyone but Trump at this point, honestly, is where I'm at. That's my wagon.
I think it's next Tuesday that the first primaries start. So we're gonna
God,
get
it's
into
actually
it.
tomorrow.
Yeah, it's gonna
Is it?
happen. real
Oh,
fast.
right. It's like the caucus is like a weird Sunday thing.
Yeah, it's gonna happen real fast.
Oh no, not tomorrow. It's
it's the
Monday,
week after.
Sorry.
It's they're not doing it on the Super Bowl, but because then it's New Hampshire a couple weeks later, and then South Carolina, and then Nevada, and people are like, Iowa's not really representative of the whole nation, although I think it's a pretty awesome microcosm of both suburban and rural and urban.
Yeah.
Like
It functions more as like just setting the narrative, because
Yeah.
if like someone like Biden, who's seen as Mr. Electability,
yeah,
if he doesn't win either of the early states, then that conversation's going to change a lot.
exactly. It's like, where does that become? I don't know, man. Like I've always been a Warren guy. I'm gonna continue to be a Warren guy.
Yeah.
Although I did the Washington Post, like who do you like support most? And I was 100% Warren, and then also tied with Yang. So I guess I'm a Yang gang guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yang Gang 2020.
I guess he has some
So
pretty good
what's
ideas.
crazy-
I guess.
So I
Like,
mean, I live in Springfield, Missouri, which
Yeah.
is the highest
That's where the
populated.
Simpsons are from.
No, but it's the highest populated conservative city in Missouri, and it's basically like all the kind of shitty people who live in the farm areas where there's like 60 people, all just like, let's make a city of us, and that's where I live. Here, everyone is super into Trump. It's like Trump town, 100%.
honestly, I do not get this because the guy is the most anti-rural person in the entire world.
I
He's
know,
literally
like-
a cartoon New York fucking billionaire guy, and
I know.
somehow everyone's just like, "Oh, he's like a normal guy." And it's like, no,
But-
he's
but
not.
Do
He
you
wouldn't
know?
shake your hand because
do
he
you
thinks
know-
you're a dirty dirt person.
Do you know what it really is though?
What?
It's because he's appeared on two things that target primarily dumbass rednecks.
Yeah,
Appeared on WWE and reality television on The Apprentice. If
Yeah.
you're on fucking the only thing, no, I'll tell you what, he would have cemented a place. And like he could change the Constitution to be president forever if he had done this third thing, and that's appear on a fucking episode of Maury Povich where he was not the father.
where he's not the father,
And then he gets to do
he's
a
like,
dance or
"Oh," and
Yeah.
he dances
So like the
around the
mic
chair.
drops and it's in his favor. Like if he had a Maury Povich mic drop on some
We'd be
bitch,
fucked.
not the father, like he would just be like king forever. Like there's no stopping that.
That's okay.
Honestly, if I was his campaign manager, I'd be like, "Gotta get you the fuck on Maury Povich with Stormy Daniels."
I think
Yeah.
I figured out who the Dems should run to have 100% chance of winning that demographic or from Trump.
Yeah.
Guy Fieri
Oh,
for Democratic
man.
president.
If Guy Fieri was a Democrat, I don't know what his political affiliation is. He may
Yeah, I
or
have
may
no
not.
idea.
Probably not.
Well,
Yeah.
he's from Arizona though, and they can be Democratic. Who knows?
I don't
I
know.
think he lives in Arizona. I don't know where he's originally from, but that dude could be cool. I mean, I think he's in California a lot. He did that awesome thing where the fires. Where
Yeah,
like,
he
had
does a
food
lot of
trucks and
stuff like that, I guess.
He's a
and
pretty
he's
cool.
also
He's actually
like,
a pretty awesome guy.
yeah, I
like-
guess he does a ton of that kind of stuff and then just doesn't like toot his horn about it.
Yeah.
Like the feeding
I will tell you
fireworkers
this:
and
like,
stuff.
people like talk about like, oh, you know, like Guy Fieri is like a joke, and he's kind of like a joke guy. I would 100% rather go eat something with Guy Fieri than like Gordon Ramsay
Yeah.
Yeah.
or
I would say honestly, like the two
Anthony
TV chefs.
Bourdain. That would
Yeah.
be so awful.
You know,
like,
Yeah.
well, it's a corpse,
Especially
man.
now.
Yeah, it would be like I'm there with the fucking corpse, Weekend at Bernie'sing, eating something.
It's like, well,
Like,
this
what
is,
do you think?
this
Oh,
is
it's
awkward.
good.
The
I
two
liked your book in
people-
2006 when I read it and then became really obsessed with you. So
Yeah.
this is not really how I imagined
He's
this
from
meeting
Ohio.
going.
Okay, so Guy Fieri's from Ohio. This changes things. So it's a real toss up on his political affiliation.
I don't know. I feel like Ohio, like everyone says it's a swing state, but I'm pretty sure it's a red state now. Like
I
it did
mean,
the same
yeah.
thing Missouri did, where like the more black people started like speaking, they were like white people were like, we don't fucking like that, and then it just keeps getting more red until
All right,
you're
here,
like,
we're going to throw some more wrenches in here. All right. He's met his wife while he was restauranting a restaurant he was managing in Long Beach, California, where he lives.
Okay.
So he's in fucking like LA area, California is where he lives.
But that could be
They were-
that I mean, people always think of California as
I'm
Democrat,
giving
but
you
they
all
have
the things.
Republican governors.
Trust me, we're getting into this. Well, the Republican governor they had was the most liberal Republican. I would say is very close to Biden in terms of policies. But
he was also the fucking Terminator.
yeah, they were married in 1995. Still married. Got to give props to any like celeb that's still married to their wife that they met. Like, good being a good dude. But here we go. They have two sons named Hunter and Ryder. I don't know though. That doesn't seem like
Okay,
a
that
liberal
sounds-
person's kids' names.
Well,
I don't
Biden has
know.
a son named Hunter, so that could
That's
go
true.
either way.
That's true. You're right.
But the two of
Ryder
them together
with
are
the
get-
Y.
That's
Like,
giving me
I
a
don't
real
know.
like a real Palin vibe.
And he collects old cars. He's got like some old 70s Chevy Impalas and Firebirds. So I don't know, guys.
I'm just saying he could win. I'm not saying he should win. I'm saying he
Great.
could win.
You know what? Donkey sauce for all.
Oh yeah, donkey sauce.
I just love like the like. I mean, I like Anthony Bourdain's like thing. He was a really interesting dude, but like his absolute like dressing down, ripping off, like ripping on Guy Fieri's like restaurant that he had in New York City for a while. I was just like, why?
Yeah.
Like it's a fucking like tourist trap restaurant. Like
Yeah.
he's not making like gourmet food. You know what I mean? It's just so like why? Like don't punch down. You know what I mean? Like you got to punch at the chefs that are like fancy chefs that are fucking getting away with bullshit. Basically,
Yeah.
that's the people you should be mad at.
I think
not
Guy
fucking-
Fieri is just a case of like people being
He's
mad at the popular thing.
Yeah, for sure. Like I'm gonna straight up Guy Fieri. I love diners, drive-in, and dives. All right,
Yeah, that's a
great
great
Guy
show.
Fieri
That's a good
apologist,
show.
John Rowe.
Awesome.
Go ahead.
I'm all in on it. I really hope he's not a bad person. It doesn't seem like he is, based on all of his like charity work and stuff I've read about, and the fact that he's not like had like 12 wives. So like I'm assuming he's not terrible. I think he's a nice. I mean, like I would love to have him cook a meal for me. It'd be fucking awesome tacos, probably. It'd be like pork tacos, and it'd be fucking great. Like that. Like what would celebrity chef would you want to have to cook for you? That's a good one. Yeah, that's,
Alton Brown.
Oh yeah, that could be good.
that's my answer actually.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it.
Dude, Alton Brown's fucking cool.
Yeah,
Everyone
Alton Brown.
loves Alton
I
Brown.
love that his show is back too. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
Good Eats
they're
is
doing
the
more.
best.
I wish that I had all the old seasons of Good Eats on my computer, but I lost it in the great computer fire of a few many years ago when my hard drives all died. I used to have all the seasons. You know what? I should go to the library. I bet they have them on DVD.
Yeah,
I'll
probably.
bet. Yeah. you get those
Okay,
back.
so since we were talking about political beliefs of TV chefs for running for president,
Oh, okay.
so here's Alton Brown's rundown.
He's
I'm
from
gonna
the
start-
South.
He is.
He seems
Okay.
extremely liberal because he's way
Yeah.
into science.
In a 2010 interview with Eater, he said, "I'm not a spooky snake handler because I live in Georgia and I'm Christian, that I believe in the Bible. I travel with the Bible, that I read the Bible every
Oh,
day.
wow.
I'm still me. I'm still a guy doing a
He's
job.
a Pete
I
Buttigieg,
find-
though, isn't he?
Yeah, I find actually that people ask me a lot about it. I don't hit people over the head with the Bible. I still feel a funny tinge in my stomach when I'm out to dinner with my wife and daughter in New York. We'll go to dinner and we'll be sitting at the table and we'll say grace. You know what? People are going to stare at you. I used to feel really self-conscious, but I've gotten to the point where I think, no, I'm gonna feel bad about that. I'm not gonna feel bad about that. I'm not gonna apologize about that. Next thing. Brown said in a 2014 interview in Time magazine that he could no longer abide the Southern Baptist Convention's indoctrination of children and its anti-gay stance, and that he is now searching for a new belief system. So I'm going to say this is the kind of guy who like was born in Georgia. His parents were Southern Baptist.
Super
'cause of course
Baptist,
they
you know,
were.
yeah.
And then like he just kind of always accepted it because of like be a good person, like love your neighbor or whatever. And then when it started getting like super anti-gay, like in the past couple decades, he's like, oh no, fuck that. Actually,
No, dude,
Yeah.
Guy Fieri's got to be liberal here. I'm going to read a couple more thoughts for you here. He was born in Ohio, but he grew up in Humboldt County, California,
Okay.
you know, which is like super liberal. He was a high school foreign exchange student who went to France for a semester. I mean,
Republicans don't go to France.
like he actually, all right. I like, Guy Fieri is like the best American. Or I'm just
So-
going to say this.
So,
No, I'm going to read some facts, some Fieri facts.
Fieri
for
needs
you.
to take this country to Flavor Town.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Fieri, sorry, I got to pronounce it.
Fieri.
Correct. Fieri began his association with food in grade school in Ferndale, California, by selling pretzels from his awesome pretzel cart and washing dishes to
Wow, he
finance his
really
trip
has
to
never
France.
changed branding.
Yeah, I know.
Awesome pretzels.
On his return to the U.S., he worked at a restaurant, the Red Lion Inn in Eureka, California, until he went to Las Vegas for college, where he went to the University of Nevada and graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Hotel Management, which is the chef type degree kind of thing. Soon after graduation, he went to work at Stouffer's as a manager of one of their Long Beach, California restaurants. And after 3 years, he became a district manager. And then he became famous for doing TV shows and shit. So, like, this is a dude that worked as, like, a restaurant guy on the trenches and worked his way up. It's the same kind of story with Bourdain. You know what I mean? He's a guy who worked in the fucking kitchens and made his way up to that. Like, it's just, I feel good for this guy. I feel like he won a reality competition. That's how he got his show.
Oh,
I
really?
forgot. He was the next Food Network star. It was the second season of the, like, Find a Food Network star. But Diners, Drive-In, and Drives is like the ultimate like hotel watch. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're in a hotel, and you just turn the
absolutely.
TV on, and you're like, oh, hey, this guy's going to have some awesome looking fucking tacos or like pulled pork sandwiches I can look at.
Mhm.
honestly, what it is for me, it's a good. I'm at my dad's house for the afternoon
Yeah,
kind of shit.
We
Like,
can
what
all
I put
agree on
to not-
watching this.
Yeah,
That's it. He's the great fucking, like, that's
Uniter,
America. He will unite us with pulled pork and tacos.
Now-
Flavortown.
Can we
Make
have,
America Flavortown again.
Can we have the guy from Smash Mouth as his running mate?
Yes.
Yeah.
Slash
Unless
body
he's
double.
awful. What's is he awful?
I'm guessing
think he's
probably.
good. I think he's good, actually. I might be wrong. I know I could very easily be wrong, but I feel like he might not be awful.
Let's just get Michael Myers as Shrek to be the running mate.
Yeah.
Steve Harwell, is that his name?
I think so. It must
Can
be.
Michael
Yeah,
Myers
Yeah, it's
be
him.
vice president because he's Canadian? Do you need?
Oh my God!
Oh, that's right.
Ah! In 2010, Steve Harwell appeared on Food Network's Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives
Yeah,
at
There
the
it
Meal
is.
Ticket restaurant.
there was a picture a
Dear
while
God.
back of them barbecuing together.
Oh my God. I maybe he's good. His kid died of leukemia, and now he's got like a research medical fund that he like runs charity for.
Okay,
I don't know. There's very little about him.
he is an
He
all-star.
plays the. It says that he plays the ukulele and guitar
Mm-hmm.
and piano and keyboards.
I have a food-related segue.
I'm gonna get a drink.
Yeah,
while you do your
segue.
What is it though? I
Oh.
want a tan.
Yeah, because I decided to stop at Burger King to have something. the other day.
Was it impossible?
It wasn't.
Was it improbable?
Oh shit! I gotta
Was
hear
it
about
inconceivable?
You
Wallace
describe. I'll be
Shawn's
right back. I
callback?
need to top off.
All right.
Top off could either mean he's getting more to drink or he's pissing. It's just.
No, I think
I've heard
he's
it
getting
both
more
ways.
drinks.
Yeah, I think so.
Are we waiting for him, or are we
I'm
filtering
I'm
on?
Wait for him to get back because I
I'm
definitely.
gonna go also
I
refill
definitely
one.
want-
Hey,
I think
John,
Jeff wants
edit
to hear
this
about
part out.
No, it's fine.
Hey, future John.
I could talk about why I was having technical problems because sometimes randomly here the internet machine goes away for 5 minutes. So
Oh,
I
really?
tried connecting to cellular, and I'm not close enough to a tower to get good data that way.
Mhm.
So we were just kind of screwed. I kept fighting back and forth, and eventually it all came back.
Is it like a router problem, or is it just like the actual internet is
It's one of the
unreliable?
two. It's either on the router side or it's on the ISP side. I really don't know. I haven't dug into it. I'm not paying for it. It's better than I dealt with in the past.
Yeah, it does.
Oh,
It
also-
seems a lot better than Illinois.
Also, on the other side, yeah, because I'm actually Wi-Fi here. But on the other side of things, I did spend the past 3 days. I bought a hard drive for my PS4 here. So I've downloaded about 1 terabyte of video games from the internet.
Nice.
In 3 days, maybe 4 days. I don't know. All right, so John, I haven't talked about it yet. I wanted to wait for you to come back.
Yeah.
I wanted to hear.
So I'm the local Impossible booster.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with the fact that my company and Impossible Foods work together. So.
No, I saw a Twitter video kind of showing the making of the Impossible meat, and I've been wanting to eat it ever since. And that was about a month ago. And
I want to hear what your thoughts are though on the Impossible Whopper.
So I had it.
My wife had it this week, and she talked about it to me. Sorry, go ahead.
So what I should have done, because they have the 2 for $6 deal going on right now: regular Whopper, Impossible Whopper, crispy chicken.
Oh,
and
so you
spicy
can
chicken.
get it with their like deal too. That's nice.
Yes, it's part of the. They've been.
You should have gotten one of
deal.
each. And
Yes,
done it.
that's what I should have done. Especially because I got it at a not peak time.
Yeah. Also, Qdoba has Impossible Meat too, just so everyone knows if you want to.
Oh, it's been a while since I had Qdoba. That
Yeah.
sounds great.
That's what I eat all the time because there's one really close to me.
But I ended up getting 2 Impossible Whoppers, and this was probably at around 3:30. So probably not the best time to have it because they're not constantly making them fresh at that
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
Now I am a picky eater. I've
Yeah.
talked about this in the past.
For
I
sure.
I hate most vegetables, especially on a burger.
Yeah.
So I did it no pickles, no tomatoes.
So you did like
no-
the full experience because
well, just
I
about.
was-
I did no onions as well. I like the lettuce. I wish it was single leaf lettuce, but no,
Mhm.
it's the crappy shredded shit.
Oh yeah.
Single leaf lettuce on burger is nice,
you get a nice
but-
little crunch.
but if you want to get some flavor, and this is something I do at home. not
Take
something
you
I
to
might do
Flavor
at home.
Town.
Yeah, if you want to go to
Get
Flavor
that
Town.
donkey sauce.
Yeah.
Raw leaf spinach. I love that.
Oh,
on my
interesting.
sandwiches.
Yeah.
That is
Mhm.
Yeah.
I do that.
You know, it's really interesting. My brother was really averse to vegetables, and his first like big vegetable foray was doing spinach on stuff.
I still don't like cook spinach unless it's like in things, like on a spinach pizza.
No, it's
or
the same with
spinach
him. It's
thing.
raw. Like raw spinach is like
I'll do.
it doesn't have a very offensive flavor. It's pretty light, I think.
It's very and of the leafy vegetables, it's probably outside of like kale. It's probably one of the most vitamin fortified too.
Oh yeah, it's
Mhm.
it's if you look at healthiest vegetables, top 5: spinach, broccoli, kale. Those are up in there.
Yeah,
So spinach is great.
broccoli I like cooked though. That you throw in shit, I'll eat.
I like broccoli. I
Um,
love broccoli. It's my favorite vegetable.
Throw it in there, you stew it, but I don't like broccoli raw or just barely roasted. I need it in shit.
I like them both. I need it raw.
Yeah.
I
I,
get
same.
I love broccoli.
Anyway, so Impossible Burger at a non-peak burger,
Yeah,
Burger King time.
yeah.
It was very non-offensive. It had a nice bite, a nice bounce. What you
Yes.
expect from a burger, but it's also I had it at a time where it's what you expect from a burger that was in a heat tray for about 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And Whoppers. I asked them what condiments are on there as ketchup and mayonnaise, which I thought was
Yeah.
great. Man, if it was mustard on there, I think would have helped a little bit because I
Mm.
really like my mustards.
Mm,
I want something with a bite because I don't like have the onion on it.
mhm.
I think I'm going to have it again. I definitely ate both burgers without fail. Man, their shredded lettuce sucks though. Their shredded lettuce is horrible.
That's unfortunate. I thought they did leaf lettuce there.
And maybe it was just the time of day that they didn't have a leaf lettuce prepped. So I might
I
go.
guess I haven't had Burger King in so long though. Like,
Yeah. So
I'm-
that's one of the ones where they're trying to make it actually like taste and feel like meat, right?
so I've had Impossible
Impossible Meat
Burgers
is-
in multiple times with in burger form and just the patty itself cut up, like because we've done that too because we've taste tested and whatnot, and it is uncanny the
Yeah.
texture. The texture is
it's
exactly
spot on.
and it's weird. Good, the flavor is not beef because it's not beef.
It is
But
a
it-
little
it's
bit
close.
off, but it's close. Yeah.
It's close, and it's just like so. If you're like, if I had this in a burger with toppings, it'd probably be pretty hard to tell the difference.
and
What's
'cause of
What's
the
funny
texture.
about this is that it is a plant product
yep.
made
Mhm.
for meat eaters. Because I have vegetarian friends who are
Yep,
like,
yep.
"This thing is fucking disgusting.
Yeah. It's
Like,
definitely not
I
for
don't eat
vegetarians.
meat. This is fucking weird that
It's-
I'm
that's-
eating a plant." And
That's
it's
what
like,
they're talking
oh,
about.
Yeah,
It's
Because they
meant
also
to
made
look
it.
and
They
feel.
also put
meat.
was it leukocytes in there to make it bleed? Because
No,
it
it's-
bleeds
so-
too.
So it's actually soy hemoglobin.
So hemoglobin. That's it.
So
Yeah.
it was actually the reason why you couldn't buy Impossible like ground to make your own burgers with it is because the FDA hadn't approved that as a food additive until
Mhm.
3 or so months ago, and so now it's starting to show up in grocery store shelves.
Yeah.
As a safe, generally recognized as safe food additive. So it could only be in things that were already cooked when you bought them,
Yeah.
because that would be enough to treat it, that it would be safe.
Once it gets to the point where it's reasonably priced, I will use it as a meat substitute. I
Yeah,
will
why
actually
not?
replace it in my cooking because
Like it's just even if you're not like, oh, I want to save the animals, it's better for the environment.
yes.
Is
Less
it
water,
is it like healthier too, or
No,
Like,
no.
absolutely.
Okay.
No.
not.
it is not healthy.
It
There's
is not
almost
'Cause I
no
know
health
with,
benefit to
like,
whatsoever.
the Morningstar brand like vegetarian stuff? It's
Yes.
those are just like loaded with like a shitload of salt and stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But calorie wise, at least the Morningstar Farm ones are healthier.
Yeah.
'Cause I think a
The-
patty is like 130 calories.
Yeah, I like the Morningstar
I had the
ones.
black bean burgers that you'd
Yeah.
mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
The Morningstar spicy black bean burger is fucking good. It's got
Yeah,
like corn
yeah.
in it. Like
I'm
Yeah.
not usually big on black beans, but that sounds delicious.
Yeah,
It's like
it's
that-
good because it's not trying to be meat. It's just like meat
Yeah.
shaped,
Yeah.
but it's its own thing.
it doesn't even taste beany. It just tastes like spicy,
Yeah, seasoned,
kind of
yeah.
Mexican-y type like patty.
I
Like
can
it just
handle
tastes like it's good. Like on a burger. Like I like their veggie burger a lot though. The garden
Mhm.
veggie with like
Yeah,
the
it's good.
potatoes and carrots all mashed in. Like it's just got a nice like spice to it. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, and like
Trader
Mike,
Joe's
what
has
Matt was
really good
saying,
ones, too.
with those you got to watch your sodium on them. I mean, like you can't just
Yeah,
have that and then
yeah.
have like some like French fries covered in salt. So like you'll quickly go into shock of sodium
Yeah.
if you do that. But like they typically like they have actual nutritional value. My friend who's a dietitian, she comes over every week to do laundry at my house. She was
Yeah.
telling me that because I always ask her about food stuff because that's kind of like my free. I get like 5 minutes of having a dietitian talk to me about her job where she's tired of talking about her job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll ask her sometimes. I'm like, "What do you think about the Impossible Burger?" She's like, "I fucking hate it because one, it's vegetarian food that vegetarians won't fucking touch, and then two, there's pretty much no nutritional value to it. Like, it is actually more nutritious to eat the fucking burger."
Yeah, I've heard it both ways, but I think the way the Impossibles try to create it is it's nutritionally similar to ground beef.
Right.
Like
So
it has more saturated fats, but less of the like red meat, like cancer causing things that people are more worried about. So it's like, it's a little fattier. But
I think a Impossible has its like audience basically is for people who are trying to transition into a place where they're becoming either less meat dependent in their diet or a vegetarian diet. So like if they're like, I like my burgers, I'll do instead of fries, I'll do like, well, I mean fries are vegetarian, but
that's right.
I'll do something, like vegetarian instead of whatever. And then for my burger, I'll do an Impossible Burger. And then like eventually I'll make my way to doing veggie burgers or quinoa burgers or whatever. But for now I'm doing this. And then there's the people who, so raising beef is extremely fucking bad for the environment. Not like if you raise your own beef on your own ranch, like it's actually fine. But like the amount of like having to move cows around from like all across the country.
Yeah, all the carbon used from the trucks.
Everything about them is just so bad for the environment, and complete like carbon footprint is just like super bad. And Impossible is nowhere near that whatsoever. Like it's pretty much the same as most other like veggie.
Yeah, I mean it's using animal or plant parts that are commonly sold, and used, and use up the normal amount of water and light that plants do. Interesting thing about Impossible Foods, not GMO free, obviously, because they have a genetically engineered plant to make the soy hemoglobin. So
I don't.
That's
care.
fucking weird.
The thing about
I don't care either.
I'm from Missouri, so
yeah,
GMO here is a little bit different because we have Monsanto here. That's
of course.
So like there's a difference between Monsanto GMO and we made this thing resistant to some fucking like pine bug or whatever. Like there's a big difference. What
Monsanto's GMO does, is go ahead.
What Monsanto does is they invent a new chemical, and then they also invent a plant that's resistant to that chemical, and then they undercut the market for the seeds for like tomatoes or whatever plant it is with their seeds, and they say, by the way, since you have our seeds and you're growing our plant, you can also dump this weird chemical on it that we've made that'll kill everything except for that. And is it safe for humans? Who fucking cares? Because we're gonna sell it cheaper to you than you would have the other stuff. So that happens, and then like the wind blows it onto people's crops who like don't have the safe ones, and they either get mutated or they kill the just Monsanto is a fucking terrible company. So
they're very litigious around genetic rights.
Yeah. So like in here, I feel like GMO has a different meaning almost, where it's like in most places, GMO is just like who fucking cares. But here, I'm like, gotta be careful around the Missouri companies using that
I've
acronym.
ranted about GMOs on this podcast enough to I fucking hate GMO labeling, and it's bullshit.
GMOs. So I hate.
I think that people should label organic foods or non-GMO foods as worse for the environment is what the label should be.
Yeah,
because
uses a shitload of water.
Because like you said with Monsanto, as an example of a bad company, and I don't want to rip on Monsanto too much because I'm sure it's a place I could possibly work in the future. So as I work in technologies and food, but the idea is they're very litigious around their IP and controlling the rights to their seeds and things. And there have been legal issues that they've had, definitely. Like, I'm not going to say that I'm supporting Monsanto as a company because I don't work for them. But like GMOs the future of being able to feed the world. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like, and trying to say, oh, I don't want to have GMOs is the same fucking shit as anti-vaxxers.
Yeah.
The same goddamn anti-science bullshit. And
Well,
it's like
it's
GMOs use less pesticides than non-GMOs. It's just the way it is, because you can have seeds that are just naturally resistant to the bugs versus just we gotta spray fucking pesticides because the seeds aren't naturally resistant to the bugs, so pour more chemicals on there.
And it honestly
what
reminds
Monsanto
me
does
of
is they make it so you can just spray the shit out of it with Roundup instead of
Yeah.
you know, and so it's kind of like okay, well, is this actually good because you're just promoting the use of chemicals instead of like promoting?
Because they're primarily a chemical company, like the GMO thing. They're like, hey, if we make GMOs, we'll have a thing people can use.
It's like they sell the drug and the disease and the cure all together, and it's like this is a little bit weird. It's a little they got their own monopoly market there, but I don't know. Like GMOs are just like that's the future. People are going to get over it, and like
GMO
working in the
it's
food
just
industry,
way
you see
too-
the headwinds. Like people are already don't give a shit about it like they used to 5 years ago.
It's just way too vague of a classification that doesn't really mean anything because like you need to be more specific. Like somehow
every
separate out
vegetable
the
you
labeling
eat is
of
genetically modified. In
For
some
example,
way.
anything that says organic kale is lying because kale is a green that did not exist in nature before man used like mustard seeds and shit to create kale.
Yeah, there's
Like,
a ton of stuff that we think
there was no
of as
kale.
just like regular vegetables that are like the result of crossbreeding.
Yeah, corn, for example. Like corn used to be
corn.
like, oh, you get like 4 little kernels on a stalk.
I think it's cauliflower that's like a crossbreed between broccoli and something else.
That's possible. I know that cauliflower, cabbage, and Brussels sprouts are all the same plant, and different cultivars. They like are different like little breeds of the same plant. So they create different like bulbs. Like the cauliflower is like the cabbage that's all bunched up in little bunches, and Brussels sprouts is little mini cabbages. You know, so it's interesting how that works and how that's not GMO, even though we had breeders genetic, like select different and crossbreed things over years to create them. But if you do it in a lab, with a lab coat, then it's bad. It's just speeding things up, guys. It's the same process. I don't know. I was so against GMOs in college because I was a bio major and everything, and we all talked about it and stuff. Because that was really early days. Because I was in college 2004, 2008, like really early days in GMO. And then like soon after that was like, this is dumb. Like, why are we against this? Like because the worry was you're gonna have genetically modified like plants get out in the wild and fuck with the genes. But what we found is that it's just not happening. The genetics is good.
Like if
Go
we were
ahead.
capable of creating a plant, like genetically modifying a plant that would become invasive, that'd be a problem. But typically, like we don't even have the technology, or if we do it, no one's funding a grant to produce it. You know
and
what
it's
I mean?
self-defeating because if Monsanto creates a crop that spreads into the wild, then they can't sell it because you can just get it free in the wild. So there's like an incentive to not allow that to happen when you're developing something, because you're like, oh, well, then people just get it for free because it's just everywhere. Like, no, we want it to be stuck in its own. And that's kind of what's been done. And I think it's so cool. Like, I'm so like, I love science and technology. And I love the forefronts of that. And like Impossible Foods creating their own soy product that has like the meat tendencies just to increase the chances of people switching from beef to make the environment better, because it's climate change doom and gloom scenario. I want to give a lot of credit to people talking about climate change last year. It's awesome that it's becoming a bigger thing. There's a lot of work to do to get it done. But I want to say, to be on a positive note, because we've had things, is that there is definitely a change towards climate action, even though it seems like it's not happening. It is. And a lot of climate scientists are saying, yes, the doomsday scenario we've been talking about is becoming increasingly unlikely as companies begin to start thinking about green technologies, because it's becoming socially unacceptable to being eco unfriendly. But I will put that with a but. So the like everything's underwater, the new ice age, or whatever scenarios that people doomsday scenarios thinking, probably not happening. I will say that the scenarios that like, okay, we're cutting carbon a little bit, still is bad, and we need to keep working because like, yeah, we may not all die, but we may have just pushed it out another 100 years.
I think the approach is changing too. Like in the 90s, we were told like, "Hey, just replace all of your light bulbs,
recycle,
and it's your responsibility." And now I think people are like, "No, wait, that's like a drop in the bucket. We need the companies to change."
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, and I was telling someone like, if you get the like pick a city of like 200,000 population, tell every single person in that city to recycle 100% of the recyclable goods, and then throughout a year they will have recycled about as much as like Nestle, for example, wastes in about 3 days. It's just like, it's uncanny.
Also, stop buying bottled water.
Yeah,
because I've also seen companies being like, "Oh, we're moving to canned water." I'm like, just fucking use the tap. Like getting that can, filling it, moving it on a truck, burning fossil fuels to get it to the store where you buy it, put it in your car, drive it home. When you just fucking get a Brita filter if you don't like the way your tap water tastes, and fucking drink it that way. It's so much better for the environment. You got free water. Get a water bottle.
Great clip from the Lemmy show, which is called Water, I think is the name of the skit. But he's in a it's a corner shop basically, and he's like, "Look at this, it's water. See right there? That's like $5. That's like $3. Come here, I gotta show you something." And like the camera like follows him, like man with a cam follows him all the way to his apartment, and he goes up, he goes to the tap, and he goes, "Water? It's pure water right there." And like gets a glass of it, and like all the people who are helping on like the film crew come up. It's like, is that really water? And like they get bowls and shit, and they're just like, oh, they're passing around like, "Oh my god, this tastes just like water too." He's like, "It tastes like fuck all. It tastes like water." It's a great
my water bill each month is like $20 for the water and like 20 for the silver. Like, and so it's like, and that's showers and toilets and everything. It's like water out of your tap is like a penny for a glass. Like I don't like the way my tap water tastes. Madison tap water sucks ass. But I got a Brita filter, and I just fill up the pitcher, pour it in my giant jug I got in the fridge, and I just got ice cold water anytime I want out of the fridge. Like, just get it, or I should buy a filter and put it in the water line in the house. To be honest,
I just have one of those ones that clamps onto the faucet.
That works too.
Fine.
Like, I don't like those because I feel like they always get in the way because they're a thing. But like, whatever works for you to make your water taste good.
So before we play us off, I have
we're getting out of time.
I have a tiny bit of Hack the Menu news.
All right, I'm excited.
Let me see if I have the thing for it. And I'm stalling for the time. And I don't think I have it. I can't find it.
Just put "what the fuck you assholes doing." I'm fine with that one.
Yeah, that's true.
Fuck you assholes doing.
There we go.
I love that you recorded that from an actual person. Anyway, continue.
It is the best. So first bit, nacho fries are back at Taco Bell.
I'm gonna go Tuesday.
Here's the real question.
Hang on.
Here's the real question. Okay. Do they have the Reaper nacho fries? Because I don't fuck with the regular nacho fries.
Okay. So the Reaper nacho fries are not back.
Oh.
What we have in its place is buffalo chicken nacho fries. Both in a in a container with buffalo chicken on top of it. I think a little bit of gallo, and a burrito with nacho fries, buffalo chicken.
A fried burrito?
Yeah. Okay, so I had this.
Okay.
It's the most insane name ever. It's the buffalo chicken finger burrito.
Yeah.
Finger burrito. That sounds awful.
Or not finger, buffalo chicken fry burrito, but same thing.
Yep.
So, buffalo chicken fry burrito.
I'm definitely going to try this.
I like One of my favorite orders from the dollar menu is the spicy potato soft taco. Fucking awesome. Because it's like potatoes and the awesome quesadilla sauce. Like,
Oh,
it's
I love the
fucking
quesadilla
good.
sauce.
Yeah.
And,
Now-
and it doesn't have that shitty beef that everything on the dollar menu has.
Oh yeah, I see it right here. I'm looking it up. I'm ordering the fuck out of that buffalo chicken nacho fry.
I just don't like pico de gallo, so I'm going to order it without it.
That's
I'm assuming
fair
that's what that thing is, but the
Yeah, I don't.
little tomato onion thingy.
Oh, the
I
buffalo
didn't really
chicken nacho
taste
fry burrito is
anything from that
expensive.
because the buffalo sauce covers up a lot of other flavors. But
I'm
yeah,
still getting hit without.
I just
that
fucking.
quesarito is so good.
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
Yes.
I missed the like they had a ghost pepper quesarito for a little while. That was awesome.
Yeah, no, that was amazing.
Although I seem to be the only one who likes the steak quesarito because it seems like everyone else likes the beef or chicken.
Yeah, I get chicken. I'm 100% chicken
I like the
quesarito.
steak quesarito. I've gotten them many times.
Before I
And then,
started experimenting with this buffalo chicken fry thing, was everything.
God, I
like,
wish I wasn't
every
drinking because I want to go drive to Taco Bell now.
Every time I went to Taco
I'd
Bell,
have
I
to
got
drive
the
it.
chicken quesarito.
I'd have to drive a half hour.
Oh man, you
I'll just
really
go
are in the
tomorrow, it's
middle of
fine.
nowhere.
All right, guys, my headphones are low battery. I'm on like 1% headphone.
Well,
need
all right,
to-
guys.
Matt's gonna play us off.
Play us off.
I let me just give my quick review for the buffalo chicken fry burrito, and that is that I had it I think Wednesday for the first time, and then today I got 2 of them.
Oh God.
I did have.
So
to,
that's an endorsement. Buffalo Fry Burrito 2020 from Matt Hag.
Yes.
Mhm. Yeah, this morning I had 2 of the steak AM crunch wraps. Man, I love the breakfast crunch wraps.
You know, people wonder why Taco Bell is like one of the most popular restaurants for millennials.
It's constant innovation, John.
They have vegetarian options. Like you can
They do too,
legitimately be vegetarian. Like
Yeah. They do beef for beef, bean for beef replacement in any beef
yeah.
item. And I don't think
I've
they
heard
charge
the
you for it.
black bean crunch wrap's pretty good.
Yeah. Before
yeah, for sure.
various fast food places started having veggie burger options, like if you were a vegetarian and you wanted cheap fast food, Taco Bell is your only option.
You get that cheese quesadilla, it's fucking good.
Mhm.
Like
Yep.
bean burrito's good. 7-layer burrito doesn't have meat. Like yeah. Anyway, I am John Danger on Twitter, the hell website, twitter.com. PETA is an organization that should be shut down. They still have me blocked on Twitter.
I'm Matt Hag Music on Twitch and YouTube, but hey, you should check Matt Hag Music out on Instagram to see me build a drum robot.
I've seen the drum robot. It's cool as fuck.
I've been watching it. Yeah,
It's
I'm
pretty
super
neat.
stoked for it. I'm TJ. That's at MayofMay84 over on the Twitter. I also hope to be streaming on Twitch if my teeth can handle it, and that's twitch.tv/MayofMay. No, this recording is not from Matt. I mean, he's playing it, but it's not him playing. But I can play a little worse than this.
Yeah, do you want to
Spa-
do some live recorder while Spanky talks
have-
about how he's not anywhere on the internet?
Spanky can't even talk. I can hear his fucking.
I don't
Oh
have
yeah,
to-
Dude, I can't help it. I was telling you my headphones were gonna die soon, and they did. So I don't
Get
know.
your
what I was-
fucking millennial AirPods out of here.
yeah, what they lasted for like 4 hours. It's the longest fucking podcast on the internet. We do this shit.
Why-
Fucking 8 o'clock rolls around and like, let's start. And then we spend 30 minutes talking about TJ's goddamn tonsils. And
All
then
right.
we don't even do the podcast for half an hour. And now it's 11:12 in the fucking PM.
Yep, don't
Anyway.
Google tonsil pockets.
My name is Spanky Works. Don't call me Spanky Works, just Spanky Works. I'm not anywhere on the internet because it's a fucking hellhole. I don't want anywhere around the internet. It doesn't fucking matter. If you want to find me, you can only find me at one place, and one place only.
At his house. I have his
Crom
address.
Crush.
Don't ask me.
Wow,
for it.
Classic
Crom Crush
server.
server. World of Warcraft Classic. Best healing shaman in the world. #1. North
Fucking
America
shamans.
and Europe. You can find me there.
You raid raid ready this week?
Yeah, that's right. You can find all my work at thesexnumber.com.
All right, goodbye everyone.